はいはい、聞こえておりますでしょうか。あたござん鬼道場の指導官、黒丸と申します。How's everybody doing today? I have absconded my weekend stream. You did get like 3 streams last week, to be completely fair, because you got 2 collabs and a regularly scheduled one, so you're fine. You're not as neglected as I intended you to be. Thank you for the lurker check-ins. I've been alerted that you're probably I've realized that I'm probably not supposed to call out lurkers by name if they want to be lurkers. That's an oversight by me. Okay, so we have quite a bit of backlog to get through. So we are going to do that on account of missing quite a few streams. We're going to do the point roundup, and the point roundup is going to be okay, score balance for, what is it, 14-7, or 7-14 to be specific. 07-1-4, fantastic. Okay, so let us move forward with Sword of a Demon. I see a scoring meme. It's not your best work, but you know what? Fair is fair. I think it still scores points. Notere. 2 gift subs. There we go. So plus 50, plus 50. Dom continues the meme mill. All right, let's see. It's going to be a plus 5. I need to think of a reason to use that. Okay, I have 2 workouts. Where's my score? That's my score. Here we go. So I have workout 1, 2-mile run. Workout 2, judo. Okay, we have Dom with a clip. Okay, 1 more workout for me. Low intensity and a judo workout the following day. Code name Throne Gift, 150 points. 150. Sekuhara Sensei. 2 Throne Gifts. I know it's more, but I'm counting these as they're written, because otherwise I'm going to lose track. So plus 300 points. A code name. 50 points for your own sub. I just start scoring people's own subs. Notere. Plus 50 for own sub. I think I'm counting that correctly. Let's see. Dom reposting my tweets. That's going to be, I believe I promised 20 points for that. And a full body workout. That's another 50 points. And another 60 points for posting my stuff across 3 discords. Okay, back to me. I hate to read a book one of these days. All I do is fucking work out. Okay, there's my translation work, scoring 5 points as well. Oh, actually, Gecko has entered the scoreboard. Okay, Gecko. There you go. You get 5 points for your grammar reps. Okay. Dom is really staying on my heels there. Leaflet server, 20 more points. Seku with another 150. With a bit of a purchase that he made for everyone's entertainment after we're done with the housekeeping. It's plus 50 for my upper body work and another 50 for last night's judo. Okay, so we are all caught up. These are the results for as of right now. Hey there, Gecko. Hopefully more activity soon, 40-hour weeks instead of 60 starting Thursday. I mean, codename, no one's stopping you from just recording your workouts and also posting those. That's kind of the point of the point system, is to incentivize behaviors that, sure, they do also, like, you get scored for things that make, that contribute to my content. Like, there are things that are definitely there that are my benefit. I'm not going to lie about that. But a lot of these behaviors are written in order to incentivize things that are beneficial to you guys. That's why you can score. Yeah, see, Gecko got his 5 points for learning English grammar. That's why you get points for dry fire. That's if you bother to measure and record it. That's why you get points for reading books and working out. You don't necessarily need to spend money. It's not pay to win. I'm not suggesting that everyone should like have 4 workouts per week like I do. That's not everyone's cup of tea. Probably not in everyone's recovery. But it's not about the money. It's about sending a message. Oh, you meant working out? Okay, good. Good. I look forward to seeing that up on the scoreboard. Okay, so Indians think that Starbucks equals rich, so they're dumping lattes on camera to flex wealth.
पास बिल भरने के लिए पैसे नहीं थे और आज एक 700 रुपए की कॉफी के लिए 2000 रुपए वाओ
This is क्या चीजें खरीदने के लिए
पास बिल भरने के लिए पैसे नहीं थे और आज
Oh
एक 700
no. Oh no, his fucking own caption is the power of money. Such a fascinating culture. That's probably the kindest thing I can say. Fantastic. What is this? Total remigration immediately. What the fuck is this? I haven't pre-watched this.
Are you the registered owner of the vehicle?
Yeah.
You have a driver's license with you? You got the vehicle in park, right? Alright. You realize the speed limit through here is only 55, right?
55?
55.
And here is 50 or 55? How much is here?
55.
55.
You're
And
doing
I'm coming?
You're doing 64.
64.
You also have your high beams on. You're not supposed to have your high beams on when you got traffic around you.
I don't think he understands what that means. State trooper, I don't think you're quite getting through to him. Say rubbing a ton of sugar and fats would be a bad thing for your face, but it can't get any worse than that.
Any reason why you're driving down the road with high beams on with traffic around you?
I'm not sure what do you say.
Your high beams.
High beam. What is a high beam?
What do you mean, what is a high beam?
I don't understand.
Bright lights.
Bright light. The light.
Yes.
Oh, because I don't see nothing.
Okay, when you drive down...
What is his accent? I'm having trouble placing it. I don't see a head bobble, so I don't think he's Indian.
Down the road with your high beams on, you blind traffic around you. It's illegal to do that.
Oh, I can do that.
No, they teach that in driver's ed. You're not allowed to drive
Oh, yeah.
down the road with high beams on.
I turn on the light because I don't see with your light is white. Your light is white. I don't see good.
What's my light got to do with it?
Hmm?
I have factory low beams. Those are regular headlights. What's my lights got to do with anything? So you saw my lights and turned your high beams on to blind me?
No, because I don't see good. I don't see for your light
It doesn't sound Hispanic either.
is white.
Yeah.
I don't see when you are close me. I don't see good.
Okay,
It's
so why-
all is black
Why did you turn your high beams on?
to see better the street.
Okay. Why, when you saw me coming, why didn't you turn them off? Okay. Why didn't you turn them off when you saw me coming?
I don't understand good.
Because it's illegal to drive down the road with your high beams on with traffic approaching you. Don't stare at me with a blank stare. That necessitates an answer. It's illegal to drive down the road with your high beams on with
Oh,
traffic
boy.
approaching you.
Ever just wish for an officer involved shooting would occur? Thank you for the Proom notary. Remember, before I forget, let me mark that down in the channel there. What do we score those as? We score those as 50s, right? Here we go. Twitch sub 50 points. There we go. That's for my records. Thank you for the Proom. If you have just subscribed to the Koromaru Onii-san channel, your penis has grown by a length of 3 inches and an additional inch in girth for each subsequent tier.
But when I was approaching you, I even flashed my lights at you to tell you you have your high beams on. Why didn't you turn your high beams off?
Because he doesn't know what a fucking high beam
Because
is.
I see when you turn.
Okay, that's after I passed you. When I passed you,
Kind of uneventful, yeah. So Nick Fuentes had a revelation. we're gonna take a listen to this.
What changed in 2024 and 2025?
Did you mention that you worked as a logistic clerk and you had to constantly deal with truck drivers who couldn't speak any English? No, you did not, but thank you for sharing that.
Is it became really in vogue and really popular for people to talk about Jews in Israel in a negative way, also just to talk about conspiracies in general. Suddenly, that became the grift. And it attracted people that were looking for notoriety, people that were looking to build a social platform. How do we know this? Well, look at Jackson Hinkle. Jackson Hinkle, I think, gained like 3 million Twitter followers in 9 months. What explains the explosion in engagement for people criticizing Israel? No one's going to like to hear this. You're going to call me a grifter. You're going to call me a shill. You're going to say controlled opposition, switch sides. Honest to God truth. This is
Nick, is APEC beginning to appear in your bank account? No. You know what I think this is? I think this is it's Nick complaining that they stole his entire flow. Beat by beat, word for word.
This is the truth. Probably it was being driven from foreign countries and the left. That's just true.
Funny name on this on the same topic. You've worked as a social security officer, and it's shockingly common for the applicants and recipients to not speak or read English. How should I put this? It should be shocking. However, it is not, and that probably speaks to the breadth of the problem. What's the stat that 40% of immigrants rely on some form of government handout, if I'm recalling that number correctly? Even though when you immigrate, you technically sign I forget what it is, but you sign some kind of statement that you guarantee that you and the people you sponsor on their visas are not going to be on the government dole.
Why, oh why, all of a sudden, did it become supercharged? If you criticize Israel on Twitter, boom, 100,000 likes. You could literally tweet, fuck Israel, 100,000 likes. Did everyone in America all of a sudden start hating Israel? Well, some people did. But I think it was driven in part, or maybe a lot, by the Muslim world, which is very engaged online because they were the ones at war with Israel, because Palestine is their regional cause. Palestine is their religious ethnic struggle. So I think a lot like Jackson Hinkle, how many of his 3 million followers that he gained in those 9 months, how many of them came from the United States of America? People knew what he was up to before. All of a sudden,
Reporting from the Wage Cage, 07, sir. Thank you for checking in.
you have this regional conflict between Israel and the Arab League, effectively, or you could say the axis of resistance would be more precise. Now, all of a sudden, anyone going after Israel supercharged, and we all know it's being driven by these Muslims. We all see it on Twitter.
We're watching Nick Fuentes complain about the fact that he's no longer special. Well, he is special, but in a different way. Getting more overtime for that big retard money. We love that big retard money. God damn and God bless. You have never until today believed you will witness irony in motion. Listen, you gotta feel for the guy. You know, he built an entire online niche on the stuff, and then everyone just came in, and suddenly it's cool and okay to do. He got fucking debanked and blacklisted and put on a no-fly list for this. Now everyone is just collecting likes.
Twitter, that's who's promoting it. That's who's doing it. And so suddenly anybody that wanted to blow up and be, you know, what's the hot topic? What's the woke take right now? What's the edgy take?
Exactly.
What's the take?
It's just I dedicated my life to this.
That's going to get me the most notoriety? It's shitting on Israel. It's joining the Israel critical cause, you know, being a Jew conspiracy theorist. And what grifters know how to do is just milk it for everything. That was like the wrong, milk it like a cow. You know, I shouldn't do any milking. No milking. But they were.
Interesting Freudian slip, but okay.
That's crazy. They were milking it. Hey, listen, here's the important part. They were milking it for everything it was worth. Here's what I mean by this. If tweeting Israel critical sentiment gets them engagement and money, then like a mouse or a cat or any animal in one of these experiments, if they press a button and get a treat, they're trained that this is what they're going to do every single day. So if I'm an influencer on Twitter, I want to grow my following. I want to make my X revenue dollars. How do I get my reward? How do I get my treat? I press the button every day. Every day I press the button. And what's the button? JFK said Hitler's spirit will rise from the grave. Fuck Israel. Jews did everything. The liberty was intentional.
It's really a number of accounts come to mind. Kaguya's Top Gal being one of them.
Every day, press that button. And always escalating. Always going in the same direction. Does it ever get refined? Is nuance introduced? Counter arguments entertained? Do we discuss the limitations of this theory? No. Press the button. And if we're not getting the same reward, press the button harder. Press the button twice. Press the button 12 times. Slam the button. So it just got...
Sorry, all I hear is...
Drake, the biggest rapper in the world. Drake? Y'all didn't hear Drake on his first song? I said, tell me.
No, that's too much. Let me just get the meme, please.
He copied my whole fucking flow. Oh, word for word, bar for bar. Oh, don't act like I kiss me through.
This whole video can be boiled down just to that. Right. Okay. The primary pieces here. Everyone say thank you to Seku because I put out a challenge and boy did he pick up the fucking banner, so I guess now I have to inflict this upon myself. But this is a video series called Skyrim, but it's a modern game. Well, I guess it's enough pussyfooting around. Disclaimer, this game involves issues surrounding race discrimination and hate speech. If you are affected by any of the content of this game, please calmly but quickly turn off your gaming device, get yourself into a nearby safe space, and immediately call an ambulance. And a qualified university graduated therapist or counselor. Misery loves company.
Hey,
Sure
it's me,
does.
Lydia. I need you to wake up, D.
Lydia?
Where am I?
Red Guard lives.
What is this place?
Welcome to Skyrim, D.
Hey, this fool finally woke.
Hey.
My name's Ralph, and my pronouns
Wilkins increased to 20.
are Z, sir, ya dig. You got caught speaking hate speech, right? Same as us, and that in wall over there.
Focus, D. Listen to them talk.
You,
They'll
Mr.
tell
Far
you
Right,
more about
and
the
I was
story
not
of the
speaking
game.
hate speech. I was telling the guards my name, and they misheard me. You see, my first name is Nick, second name Gurr. This was all a big misunderstanding. My friend
Unfortunate.
here tried to explain the situation and got roped into this too.
Anytime, Nick.
We all fall right now, homie.
Cool it with the microaggressions back there.
Focus,
Not
D.
trying to kink shame or anything, but what's up with Dave Sam? Why are they gagged? Shut your ass up, fool! This homie right here is Ja Ulfric, the realest high king in Wall of Skyrim.
You know, this is probably the most appropriate use of generative AI that I've ever seen.
Don't use that word. It belongs to the Dark Elves. It's not your word to use. I'm darker than you, ain't I? Plus it's our word, and we reclaiming that slur. Oh, you silly stormcloak. Why are you so racist against all the immigrants the Empire are bringing in to take all our jobs? Hey, I'm black, so it's impossible for me to be racist. The Empire wants to mix all the races and dilute black people. That's what's racist. And if NY belongs to the Dark Elves, then Skyrim belongs to the black people. Wow, you spoke and I listened, and I hear you. Lots to think about there. Thank you for educating me and for having
You've never missed the ability to shout so much.
such patience. This conversation has truly been a transformative experience.
The
not
longer I
just for
listen to
me,
this, the
but
more
for
I
all
want to
people.
exercise the
Hey, what
put
are
a
your
gun in my
pronouns
mouth
anyway,
shout.
homie? Caesar. C.R. Caesar.
Happy Red Guard History Month, everyone.
Happy Red Guard.
From the internet provider that stands out
Oh.
for speed. Now, even our name is faster.
That one, only Argonians can breathe underwater. Floyd of Riften.
Hello, Elenwen. Thank you for sending us all those Dark Elf refugees. You really helped us reach our diversity quotas.
Hey, that General Tullius is actually kind of cute. Hell yeah, homie. He can invade my Black Marsh any day.
See that pride flag? See that pride flag? You can
Hold
honor
up.
it by
This
pressing
is
F.
Elgin. I used to be in a polyamorous situation.
We were Jarls and shit.
I wonder if she's still selling crack to the kids on the streets. Sounds bad, I know, but morals are grayer than a gray beard. Except when it's racism.
See that pride flag? You can
So this is hell.
See that pride flag?
Where are they going?
Go inside.
I love the attention to detail. I love that whoever made this found every trope of modern game design and took it and just realistically just displayed it as realistically as possible, and it's like nails on a chalkboard.
The house my gender neutral offspring.
D, why haven't you honored the flag yet? Do it.
No. It's
Yeah,
okay
something
to
like
show you
that.
drag shows, but not this.
Slow down, Party.
It's time for another vax.
everyone, I'll be the one managing your execution.
That headsman is kind of cute, too. After I explain this whole misunderstanding and get off the hook, I'm gonna try flirt with him. Show him who's the real headsman. Am I right?
Culture increased to 18.
Good luck with that, homie. This ought to be good, except when we get beheaded and whatnot.
Beheaded?
Excuse me, I'd like to speak to the manager, please.
Oh, God.
Focus.
Oh, we got
See, the pointless over-explaining, grating dialogue that leaves you, like, no space to interact or even try to understand.
a Karen over here.
I think I'm
If
gonna
you
be
don't
sick.
get me the manager, you're gonna be in very big trouble.
Block when we call your name and pronouns. Thank you for your cooperation.
What is it with the
Your shotgun feels so far away.
Empire and they yee assless?
That choke is looking so kissable.
Ulfric Stormcloak, Jarl of Windhelm, he, him.
You are a real one, Ulfric!
Jesus Christ, they're gonna kill us all.
Stay calm, D. You got
Ralph
this.
of Riverhood, Zeezur.
Yep, that's me.
No. I don't want to die.
Just breathe.
Nick of Rorikstead, Zeezur.
Listen to me.
Nick?
This was a huge misunderstanding. I never said the N-word, so I'm gonna leave now.
No,
okay?
no, no,
Bye.
no, no!
Get out of there, D.
Excuse me.
I'm not a racist.
Security!
Hey, handsome.
Oh my
Why don't you come a
God.
little closer so I can get to know you better?
Hurry, D. Use the auto walk feature to walk to the soldier.
So what's your name?
To unlock the other races.
Oh boy. That's definitely a fucking modern game if I've ever seen one. Wait, what? Nord. Natives of Skyrim. Nords are intelligent, black-skinned people with a plethora of culture and intelligence. They're famous for their musical abilities and having lots of culture. They mainly consume chicken and watermelon. Okay.
Purchase the battle pass.
50% off all items for Redguard characters. Argonian Pride Flag. Instant level 100 for $150. Buy the whole game again. Lydia Companion Skin, Giedrick Armor, Khajiit BDSM and COVID Mask. Chibi Horse Mount. Yeah, sure.
See anything you like. Orcs have been
Natives of Hammerfell. Redguards are an intelligent, black-skinned people with a plethora of culture and intelligence. They are famous for their musical abilities and having lots of culture. They mainly consume chicken and watermelon. The Chibi Horse Mount, yeah, that looks kind of cool.
been removed from the game, D. No to racism. To unlock the other races.
Wait, hold up.
To unlock
Wood Elf, a twink-type race of homosexual elves with a tree fetish. No lie detected.
the other races. To unlock the
Khajiits, hailing from the province of Elsewhere, people who were assigned Khajiit at birth represent all our furry friends for real life.
other races. Purchase the battle pass. To unlock the other
Imperial Cyrodiil is multiculturalism done right, an authoritarian police state with cheap labor imported from poverty-stricken provinces at the expense of the indigenous Cyrodiilians, all of which help the perverted elites make marginal profits to fuel the Empire's violent expansion and war machine.
other races. Purchase the battle pass.
Low tone king, they just call me Dover King.
To unlock the other races.
High Elf, a subversive race known for infiltrating foreign governments and manipulating populations through control of the media, blackmail, and assassination. They also spread amorality, depravity, and degeneracy. Awesome sauce. Disclaimer: any similarities between High Elves and Israelis are purely coincidental. Despite only being 10% of the population, they control 90% of the ebony mines.
Purchase the battle pass. To unlock the other
Dark Elves. They're basically elves but Smurfs. And who doesn't love Smurfs, right? Oh, and another thing, they love mushrooms. And before you ask, no, not that. God, fucking. They managed to sneak millennial writing into this. Thank you. Thank you for forcing me to read this.
other races. Purchase the battle pass. To unlock the other races.
Breton, an evil race of white-skinned people who benefit from Breton privilege and love nothing more than excelling in academic and intellectual pursuits, thereby outperforming other races in these fields and destroying quality of outcome. Disgusting.
Purchase the battle pass.
Got in my bag from the coast and the ghost. Was in the corner when I test my soul, but the elder scroll, I'ma reach my goal.
To learn more about the silly
Wikipedia, reptilian humanoids or anthropomorphic reptiles, also called reptiloids, etc., appear in folklore, fiction, and conspiracy theories.
Alien conspiracy theory, please visit Wikipedia.
Send them one to some guy out of sight. Next day, flight more one in my side.
See, like, these are intended as jokes, but also GTA 6 is GTA 6. What are they charging for a full feature set? $120, right?
House of the lights with my Onii night.
You know what? At least there's a merciful option of a shaved head.
Looking good, D.
Wow, interesting choice of name, gender, and race. Girl boss, what should we do? They, them are not on the list.
GTA 6 doesn't interest you in the slightest? Same. I have yet to play GTA 5, and I think 6 is just going to be dog water.
They did the hate speech, so we're gonna unalive them.
No! Please!
I was thinking the exact same thing, girl boss.
God, please
You
not
heard
the
the working
TikTok
person.
lingo.
It sucks to be you.
Got a gate where the brave boys go, but I send upstairs when I let shout slow. The voice slow, but the
The Nords have a very simple message for the Empire: stop killing us.
low tone king, they just call me Dover King.
Here's why most electrolytes don't work after 40. So here's the thing. As we get older, our blood flow...
All electrolytes will work after 40.
So this is how it ends for me.
D, it's kind of screwed up how you haven't honored the flag yet.
Ulfric, you racist bigot. You've oppressed the Empire for too long. You sub-Argonian inbred natives have been racist to immigrants for the last time. Thanks to the Empire's Made program, I now have the right to assist you in your unaliving. And because you are a bigot, your
Hey, bump the quality
unaliving
up a
is
little bit.
justified.
See that pride flag?
What the hell was that?
See that
That's
pride
supposed
flag?
to be Dragon ASMR because it's a little too loud.
Tiagua is nothing. Unalive them all now, please.
I was thinking the exact same thing, General Tullius. Tell them their horoscopes, girlfriend.
Witness the power of one, the power of two, the power of many.
For the love of science, let's get this over with.
Such violent speech. Chop his head off, executioner.
Whiterun is
The
going to
experts
go
are
up in flames in a
smiling down
peaceful
on me,
protest.
Imperials. Can you say the same?
Hey, leave him alone.
Seriously, D, I need you to honor the flag now.
I can't breathe.
Please, no!
Don't drop the...
Trigger warning, this game contains graphic content which some players may find triggering, disturbing, or offensive. Press the disable button below to disable graphic content. You can disable graphic content at any time from the gameplay settings menu. The use of the word disable is not intended to cause any offense and or harm to any members of the disabled community. Unalive. I hate that so much.
Oh my god.
Must not have heard me.
D, this is your final warning. Honor the flag or there will be consequences.
Next up, the
Lord.
with the
Blue.
hair.
What the hell was that? Again.
Honor the freaking flag,
There's
D!
that triggering sound again. Did you hear that?
All I hear is a member of the patriarchy interrupting his oppressed minority superior.
Sorry, girl boss. You and your people have already been through so much. The last thing I would ever want to do is oppress you or anyone else. You there. Time for your beheading.
Damn it!
Hey, D, it's your homeboy Ralph. Where's the white knight when you need him, eh? Nah, don't worry, we're gonna figure this one out. This time I'm gonna speak up real loud so the X-Man hears me. You hear me? Let's just say I'm gonna ask him a question or two.
It's pronounced ask.
Okay, here goes. 1, 2, don't drop them.
What in astrology is that?
What the?
He's right behind me, isn't he?
It's Adolf Win!
Okay, that's good.
White dragon! He's trying to kill us all because of the color of our skin!
Go to hell, Adolf Win!
He killed 6 million high elves! I read about it in Schindler's Scroll.
I don't need no white knight!
D, run!
Achievement unlocked. Fight the Dragonarchy. God damn it, so fucking corny. Skyrim was kind of like that already, though. Skyrim kind of piled achievements onto you, if I recall correctly.
Get to a safe space.
What? I just got a loan for $5,000.
You know what? To be fair, original Skyrim crashes just as much as your average modern game. Game crash. Your system did not shut off properly last time. There may be irreversible data corruption done to your game files and or computer gaming console. Please understand that we at Bethesda are in no way responsible for the damage our game did to your computer or gaming console. Please understand that what little data was not corrupted was sold to Palantir as part of our terms and conditions.
Dang, I found us a safe space. Get your fat ass in here. And I mean that as a compliment. This way, D.
I need to check on Nick first!
D, Nick is unalived!
Frick you, Lydia! He's gonna... Nick! Stay with me, Nick!
I'm not a racist.
Oh, Jesus. Nah!
D, you can keep the memory of Nick alive by purchasing the Nick skin in the Battle Pass.
Oh! Looks like you caught us in the act, huh, D? You don't mind if we keep this party going, do you?
This is the most 2017 game ever.
I was going to say something bigoted there, but I chose not to.
Damn straight, D, so to speak. And besides, you have no right to tell me when or when not to express my sexuality. Now take your pants off.
Well, I don't want to be a bigot, so okay.
Guess now I know why they call you D.
Great job, D.
Thanks.
This way, D.
Happy Red Guard.
No!
Back the frick up, motherfucker.
Oh, God! He hates corn
Red guards love fried chicken, and now red guards are getting fried. Makes you think, huh?
Oh, frick! I'm gonna have to jump.
D, you're going to have to jump.
You gonna have to jump, D. I'll reach you around the other side. In more ways than one if you know what I mean.
But why don't you jump too?
You can do this, D.
Oh, Christ! I don't know if I can do this!
Just breathe.
Don't make me jump!
We'll jump together on the count of 3, okay?
Okay!
1, Mississippi.
Oh, God, I changed my mind.
If you've been subscribed to Dr. Foxotic, then you've definitely seen those banger songs that he's been dropping. Well, now you can also make cool AI music like the song
So I'm
playing
sorry.
right now with today's
I only have so much left in me. You
2,
could...
Mississippi. 3, Mississippi!
Dynamo!
See? You made it, D.
Hey! Hey! I made it! I'm alive!
I want to scratch my eyes out. This is actually fucking horrible. There are multiple parts to it. Quest, stop killing us. I am an undocumented immigrant with a criminal past and a history of violence, and have been wrongfully captured by the Empire, along with my lover Nick Gurr. It's a good thing that I read that correctly. Who is also an undocumented criminal immigrant alongside some Stormcloak rebels. We were taken to Helgen to be unalived through the Empire's MAID program, but then Adolf Win, the Great White Dragon, committed a hate crime on the entire town and saved us all. Wait, aren't we a Nord? Aren't we technically native to this land? Get to a safe space. I think there's 3 or 4 parts to this. We're...
I'm alive! Hallelujah!
Focus, D.
Minor person, this way, please. If you don't, you're gonna be unalived.
Run!
Birthing parent, you're next.
What? I can't hear a word you're saying.
Run! No!
Oh my god.
Oof. So your birthing parent was unalived. Sucks to be you. D, was it? I have some news for you now, so your beheading will be delayed. Thank me later.
Thanks.
Gunner, I hate minors because they require care and personal responsibility, but you love minors because you are a minor attracted person, which means you're clearly the expert in this situation, so you must look after the minor. Trust the experts, right?
Right.
Don't worry, Minor. Maps might seem bad, but they are an oppressed minority, which means they are good.
See that pride flag? You can honor it by pressing.
Live peacefully, knowing my gender-neutral offspring will be adopted by a map.
Hell yeah! You'll prove all the map haters wrong. Eventually.
Map right.
Ah, he's so white!
Look away, D!
He's clearly attacking black people and black people only!
He's unaliving them with hate speech.
Stay close to me while maintaining social distance.
How does one access this power? Can I... If I say the power word, do I also breathe fire?
Of course.
6 feet away from everyone.
General Tullius, sir. Abort. I hear Redguard saying he can't breathe, so I will get off his back.
Yeah, if only some people would do the same.
Well said, guys.
This way, B.
It's D. D for don't worry.
Such scathing social commentary. Boy, I've never wanted to lick the inside of my shotgun's barrel so much.
That's not what I heard from Ralph. Well, if it isn't Ralph. Too bad we didn't behead you earlier. It's the least you deserve after ghosting me following that passionate night we shared in Riften.
Now, why would you want to behead me over some bad head?
I never said it was bad. Prisoner, I mean D. Come with me and we can fight for gender equality.
Don't listen to Zerdy. Come with me, so to speak, and we can fight for Redguard rights. So who's it gonna be, D? The guy who was gonna behead you, or the guy who be giving head to you?
D, you now have a choice between helping Hadvar fight for gender
But I
equality
want to support
or
both.
helping Ralph fight for Redguard rights.
Damn it!
Hurry, D! If you don't choose within the time limit, you'll be unalived.
Oh no, D dead!
D!
Sucks to be you.
Oh God, no! D, you now have a choice
I can feel my blood pressure rising.
between helping Hadvar fight for gender equality.
No! Not Obama septum.
For the router, I don't pay anything for it.
The installation was super easy. I didn't have.
You came!
That's what they them said.
Laughter is the best medicine, D.
May you rest in science.
Yes, R-I-S.
Looks like it's just the two of us, D. You thinking what I'm thinking? Come here, so to speak, and
The
let me rip your
ceiling
clothes
bird
off.
speaks.
I give you my consent to rip my clothes off in the heat of passion, Ralph.
You naked now, D. Go check Gunyard for any long, hard object that could come in handy, so to speak.
D, check Gunyard for a long, hard object.
Think he has an ask or something. Perfect. Give the bottom of that ask a few.
See, it would have been funnier if the smoke alarm was just a dragon shout.
Practice thrust. You know how to thrust long, hard things, right, D?
Oh, I learned from the best.
I'm gonna make sure this gate's locked so no one can interrupt us. Yup, this one is locked. Now, I'm gonna make sure this other gate's locked so no one can interrupt us.
See that pride flag?
Great, this one is also locked. Bring the ask over here, D. I wanna try some. Oh snap, it's the Imperial Fool. Hide your ass.
Don't worry, Ralph. They're not white, so there's no need to unalive them.
You can rest assured this will be your last.
Get on your knees and beg for peace.
I come in peace. I mean you no harm.
Consensually, genitally,
Oh God, they're committing black-on-black crime.
I did say them.
No, stop fighting.
Remember me as a harmless beta.
Just because Ralph saved your life
No.
by fighting the people trying to unalive.
Maybe we best
Doesn't mean he
leave
was
the
right to do
hanky-panky till we find another place. Too many people coming here, and not in the good sense of the word. Let me check for a key. No key. Guess I'm gonna have to use the lock-picking technique my friend Floyd taught me in Riften.
D, you're leaving the area. Go back to the area. D, you're leaving the area. Go back to the area. See that pride flag? D, you're leaving the area. Go back to the area.
But then he took a knee
you're
to the neck. Anyways, let's go, D.
Dragonborn mumble when I slide on the scene.
After assuming power, Jarl Nazim immediately renamed Whiterun into Blackrun to combat Whiterun. Whiterun privilege.
Gold on my waist in the soul. Noise talk tough, then they meet there.
This way, D.
Wow. D, it's a wheelchair person. They're a great opportunity to level up your virtue.
Listen, I'm sure you can't stand that you
to pet the wheelchair person.
always have to stand up for yourself against all the people who can't understand the difficulty wheelchair users have had to withstand. I, for one, understand you, and I stand with you.
Well said, D. Wheelchair users are more afraid of us than we are of them.
What the fuck?
Oh, frick, there's people trapped there, Ralph. We have to help them.
D, I know those fools. They all conservatives.
Oh, never mind then.
D,
Well, I
they
guess
have
that
your
was
skin
easy.
color, so don't attack them.
Don't unalive us. We're not white.
We're the one world empire.
Why do you people always resort to violence? By you people, I mean Imperial soldiers.
If everyone is a slave, no one is a slave. Ow.
No, Ralph! No! Don't do it!
Eat my ass.
Ow.
D, why you making me do all the unaliving?
I'm an immigrant. We don't commit violence.
Quickly, D, get your Arcane University
That's statistically not true, but
approved potions or everyone will be unalived.
booster of resist disease, plus 2% resistance to crimson plague, 20% chance of gaining brain rot. Booster resist disease 2, plus 1% resistance to crimson plague, gain 1 auriculum ore, I think that's how that's right. Potion of resist disease 3, 5% resistance to crimson plague, plus 30% chance of gaining black heart blight.
Hey, remember those silly conspiracy theories saying the Arcane University were adding orichalcum ore to the potions?
Orichalcum, thank you.
Nothing wrong with taking a potion that never had a placebo-controlled test.
The real tragedy of dark elf knife crime is the anti-Denmeric racism that follows. They just got to keep an NWA down, right? I hate that that fucking song just plays throughout the entirety of the fucking video. It's I pray that sweet tinnitus comes and releases me from this prison.
This way, D.
D, it's me, Hodvar. I still can't believe you chose Ralph over me.
See that?
I haven't felt this betrayed since my ex-boyfriend started beating off Bretons behind my back, so to speak.
You both unalive the torturer and his lackey?
Yes, he was non-consensually torturing us.
Ah, yes, consent is everything. Except when it comes to your own health, of course.
Enough chit-chat. Let's get this party started. Hey, by the way, are you a real woman or a trans woman?
Trans.
Okay, you can stay. This way, D.
Lydia update. As part of the efforts to achieve more inclusivity and diversity and equality, we have decided to change Lydia's skin color from white to black. We know you will appreciate this new feature and the plethora of culture it brings. Thank you for supporting Bethesda and our support of people who don't have white skin. Please understand that if you don't support this decision, we will stop you from playing the game you just bought, and we will share your private data and information with the public. Oh boy.
Oh god, I can't look.
A white skeleton. I guess deep down, we're all white in a way.
Don't say that.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
This way, D.
God damn it. All these brown-skinned people fighting each other. We should be working towards brown supremacy.
This way, D. This way, D.
No to violence.
We're the one world empire.
Defy the stereotype! Not that there is a stereotype.
Autistic Imperial Soldier. You audibly laughed while doing paperwork, or I am an immigrant. We don't do violence. Hey there, Hellion. We're China #1. I don't think they have that in this update.
Hey, you gotta help me fight.
Chat is debasing me for their own entertainment. Please feel free to join.
No means no, Ralph.
For all we know, they could be conservative.
Oh, why didn't you say so?
Ow! Ow! Nations of indigenous people are evil.
It was that easy, huh?
Nationalism bad.
What was that?
Evil.
What was stamina law? What's that? Your stamina is low, which may prevent you from sprinting or using power attacks. Drink a potion or wait for it to... Why is it it's just a stamina warning. Okay, never mind. You swear you have a Pavlovian chuckle response to any time you hear the chirp. Same.
Ow! Nationalism bad. Imperialism good. Hiya! Ow!
I'm more moral than you, so I'm gonna rip you apart limb from limb.
One world empire.
Seems we unalived more black people than Adolfwin did.
If you feel bad about unaliving them, just think of them as unborn babies that we're aborting.
Wow, that label makes unaliving okay now.
Yep, unaliving babies under 9 months old is fine. Because it's a moral gray area. And everything's a moral gray area.
Except for racism.
Red guards are naturally skilled bards and are adept at pickpocketing. Ooh. Yeah. Except for racism. God damn it. Like that's the worst part about this entire fucking thing is how accurate it is. Like you can say that it's parody, but I can please explain how this is different from Dustborn.
This way, D. You doing great, D, so to speak.
You're doing great, D.
Thanks.
Well, I'll be. It's the legendary
Oh my God,
Rainbow
it's the
Bear.
legendary Rainbow Bear.
Rainbow Bear.
Let's get a closer look.
Last one there is a conservative.
This is
Wait
more
a minute, Ralph.
coherent than
This isn't a
Dustborn.
bear. He's a furry.
She is not a furry, and she identifies as a bear.
I am so sorry for misgendering you and misspecicing you.
You must be so embarrassed right now.
Yes, and you have every right to ridicule me.
Can bears get it on with humans?
Not usually, but this time I will make an exception.
This way, D.
Lydia, Ralph, I've been putting a lot of thought into this, and I think I'm going to identify as a woman now, for the foreseeable future at least.
Wow, I'm so happy for you.
Great. So with that said, I would now like to speak to Lydia exclusively.
I'm all ears, D.
Lydia, the weather today is good.
Yes, the weather is good.
We almost
We're almost free! Freedom!
Huh? I did not understand that joke. Let me check. I think there was a part 3 to this. No, there's not a part 3. Thank fucking God. Yeah, no, I think I've had my fill. I think it's yeah. That's see, like you can't say it's not accurate. We need a palate cleanser.
Artisans are using modern machines. In Japan, artisans are using modern machines to speed up a centuries-old tradition. What once took days by hand can now be done in minutes. It all starts with the stars, tiny pellets of gunpowder that spin inside a rotating drum, where color is added layer by layer like candy. If you cut one in half, you'll see concentric rings of color. Each ring burns from the outside in. That's why a single Japanese firework can change color up to 10 times in 2 seconds. An artisan places thousands of stars inside a cardboard sphere, one by one, leaving no gaps.
How have we not just adopted this technology wholesale at this point?
Just one is out of...
You almost regret paying for that, fucking almost. Big same. I paid for that, but mostly with my sanity.
Place, that error multiplies in the sky. A single large firework holds over 3,000. Mastering this step takes at least 5 years. At the center goes the gunpowder that will make them explode, wrapped in paper. Then comes the final step, wrapping the sphere. In Japan, they call it tamahari. 60 sheets of craft paper glued with starch paste, sun-dried between each layer. By hand, it takes a week. With machines that spin the sphere and apply the paper automatically, it drops to 10 minutes. A large Japanese firework, made entirely by hand, takes a month and a half to build.
Tell Seku that he did a good service. Well, there you go. You're being thanked for your service, sir.
Largest in the world, the Yonshaku Dama, weighs 1,015 pounds. It's loaded with a crane. They launch it twice a year in a town called Karakai. When it explodes, it opens a flower 2,600 feet wide that exists in the sky for 6 seconds. 6 seconds of light, a month and a half of work, and a tradition that refuses to disappear. In Japan,
that's realistically more interesting than most modern fireworks. Okay, what is this?
Why divers always crack open a few sea urchins for fish while harvesting them. But this is actually a simple trade. Because humans know how to open sea urchins, word has already spread underwater. So in order to get a bite of the delicious sea urchin, many fish will actively guide divers to them. With the help of these fish, divers can easily find large, meaty sea urchins. And after a successful harvest, the divers naturally leave behind a few finder's fees for the fish to enjoy. In simple terms, it's basically a reward system, but there's one kind of fish that guides humans around, even though it doesn't eat sea urchins. This fish is called the damselfish, also known as the farmer of the sea. Their homes are made of algae, but sea urchins constantly come over to eat them. That's why damselfish absolutely hate sea urchins. But because sea urchins are covered in sharp spines, they're hard for damselfish to deal with. Even after chasing them away, the urchins often come right back. So when damselfish see divers helping remove sea urchins, they immediately get excited and start leading the way. People often...
Very interesting. I'm going to forgive posting a Jesse Enkamp video, despite me explicitly forbidding that, but there's many Olkitas in here, so maybe this is going to be a balanced experience.
Most people will kick, right? That's slapping. That's slapping. But if I cut your bone, I don't like the sound of that. Here, okay? 4 inches away from your knee is your first nerve. 4 inches and 45 is your second nerve. 4 inches and 45, so you got a triangle of nerves. If I hit it this way, if I hit it this way. If I want to take this hand from you, I'll take this leg from you. That means you can't put your weight on it to hit me with that. Your thighs stop you from striking because you cannot put the weight unless you're striking me without weight. That means even if you hit me, you got nothing behind it. You take out my legs to take out my arms. That's it. Most people...
Fascinating that someone who's been allegedly doing karate for 20 plus years doesn't know that, but okay.
You should go to boot.dev.
Okay, what is this? Oh, that's a video that I actually set aside. Let me make sure that we're first done with all of the reacts, actually.
The chaotic streets, open defecation. We've all seen the clips. The chaotic streets, open defecation. The Ganges River turned into a
that was common kickboxing knowledge.
Floating garbage dump, and a general disregard for public order. These images have sparked intense criticism of Indian culture, especially now, as Indians make up the vast majority of work-related visas. So why is India like that? Academics love to blame colonialism. It's their favorite excuse for why underdeveloped countries are the way they are. But for once, they actually might be pointing in the right direction, though not in the way they think. You see, even before the British, India wasn't independent or united. It was run by the Mughals, and before the Mughals, they were run by the Delhi Sultanate. I am massively oversimplifying, but over the last 1,000 years, India has effectively had no truly united or stable period of self-rule. And even before the Delhi Sultanate, self-rule was mixed, often with foreign invaders taking out huge swaths of the land, like the Macedonians, Persians, Scythians, and the Huns. India was rich in resources, but didn't have the means to adequately defend themselves. Their history is one of being routinely conquered, fragmented, and exploited. And it was under such conditions that they developed. This resulted in a unique culture that adapted to survive dealing with power.
The average Western woman has more grip strength than an average Indian man.
Powerful foreign and often exploitative bureaucracy.
To be fair, it's the Eastern European woman, to be specific.
An example of this adaptation is Jugad, translated as hack or workaround. Effectively, the principle that being able to get around the rules and take advantage of the system is virtuous. This mindset makes sense under foreign exploitative rule.
I'd say that's generally a very common trait of a lot of low-trust societies. It's not unique to the Indians, but they sure were one of the few who have actually codified it.
but it turns disastrous if you're the ones responsible for building and maintaining a high-functioning society. A famous parable of Jugaad was when the British Raj attempted to solve a cobra problem in Indian settlements. In short, Indians were being killed en masse by a massive infestation of cobras. So the British created a program. Anyone who killed a cobra and brought the officials their heads would be rewarded. But those who possessed Jugaad saw an opportunity. They began to breed cobras, raise them, and then killed them for a reward. When the British saw how the system was being exploited, they ended the rewards. By the time the program ended, the cobra population had greatly increased, leading to an even bigger cobra problem. In the West, these individuals have been seen with contempt, but in India, they have Jugaad. The societal consequence of Jugaad in situations with self-rule, though, is that you can't have social trust. If taking advantage of the system is virtuous, then honor systems are impossible, because any action that doesn't immediately benefit the one doing it has to be forced, which is inefficient. Which brings me to the next adaptation, Izzat, which the West translates as honor, but in reality functions more like prestige or social power. Izzat, at its most basic, is how others see you, specifically how important you are. And the biggest marker of importance is that no one can make you do anything. Meanwhile, you were able to make others do them. In the West, we are honor-bound to keep our streets clean and not litter. But in India, that's a weakness. That's having
low Izzat estimate.
Low Izzat, because you're being forced to do something that doesn't directly benefit you, and no one even has to pressure you into it.
The Izzat Maxer publicly defecates, runs through red lights and onto train tracks, doesn't shower, smell is your problem. Sorry, SARS, scams you again.
Just do it yourself because of how little Izzat you have. This is why they don't have orderly lines in India. Standing patiently in line is low Izzat behavior, when you can just push your way through. Jugaad and Izzat worked as survival strategies against foreign occupiers. But now that India is sovereign, these same patterns are holding back the development of high-trust institutions. The bigger question for the West is, do we really want to import this cultural game by mass immigration? I think not, lest we risk the West turning out like India. Deeply rooted cultural...
Fantastic signposting. My hats are off to you, sir.
Adaptations don't change in a generation or two. India needs time to develop new norms suited to self-rule. Only then could we revisit immigration policy.
Oh, that's it. Well, I'm just going to add that little reminder that every year 500,000 Indians shit themselves to death. And that's just in India. Oh boy. I love that version and Chad comparison. It's fantastic. It's the Izzat Maxer. I guess since we are keeping things educational, I found this video explaining what roadman culture is. I haven't watched it, so I'm still ignorant of what a roadman is. If we would have had Digby here, he would have probably been able to explain it to us. But we have this video instead.
A plague has entered Britain in the last 15 years or so, in the form of grey tracksuits, swords, and bats.
I feel like I've seen videos that were labeled as roadmen even further back than 15 years.
This is roadman culture. Every country seems to have manufactured its own very specific type of person that simultaneously becomes a social problem and a national joke all at the same time. America has frat boys. Australia has those
I feel like frat boys are benign compared to other problematic cohorts that we have.
And France, well, France has bellends. Britain, however, created something far more fascinating.
France just has the French.
We created the roadman, a species of human that has somehow become so embedded into everyday life that most of us don't even notice it anymore. And there's even a good chance you've already adopted some of their behavior without realizing it.
So I said to him, "Get in the fucking kitchen now, fam."
For example, you've got a younger cousin from Nottingham that says fam in every third sentence. Or a mate from work who says safe when he's leaving the office. Somehow even your own mother has started saying that she's got a motive at the weekend. Linda, it's book club. At some point over the last 15
Frat boys are villainized primarily by feminists for being one of the last organizations whose dares to be all male, ignoring all good that the many frats have done. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Years, roadman culture stopped being confined to certain parts of London and quietly seeped into every corner of Britain. And if you're not from the UK, trying to explain what a roadman actually is can be surprisingly difficult because they don't really fit into one category. They're not exactly a fashion movement, they're not entirely a subculture, and they're certainly not a collective gang, despite what some headlines would have you believe. They're a strange mixture of all of those things at once. Roadmen have become one of Britain's most recognizable social phenomena, and the truth is, it's far more complicated than you think. And to understand where roadmen came from, we actually need to...
Okay, from the outside looking in, and based on the sparse information that I have about roadmen, I think the best way to describe them is performative gypsies, like gypsy-aboo, if that makes sense.
Travel back to an era that many British people have tried extremely hard to erase from their noggin. The age of the chav. If you grew up within Britain in the early 2000s, you'll remember it vividly.
It's old, ain't it? So it's time to f***ing look for a job and that.
You had the white tracksuits and the Burberry caps that became a lower class crowd of sorts. Phone speakers permanently blasting Bass Hunter at a volume that we would have appreciated if it wasn't midday on a high street. Chavs dominated the landscape for years. Every town centre had them, every bus route had them, and every shopping centre had at least one group sitting on a bench, looking deeply offended that you happened to walk past their personal space. The British character Devo encapsulated this perfectly.
Not too fast, like dickhead. That's f***ing too fast, dickhead.
Then something began to change. As Britain entered the late 2000s and early 2010s, chav culture slowly started disappearing.
I've noticed profound differences from taking things that increase nitric oxide, but I've never...
The Burberry caps vanished, and London began creating something entirely new. The roadman quickly emerged, and unlike the chav, its existence mostly centered around being an unknown delinquent. Day in the life, let's see if you're really a twat. London in particular became the birthplace of this culture, especially within poorer boroughs where young people often grew up with fewer opportunities and with this strong desire to establish themselves within their communities. Suddenly, fashion, music, and reputation.
It's interesting how none of that establishment is based on actually doing work, but, you know, what else is new?
All became interconnected. Being a roadman wasn't just about how you dressed. It became a way of presenting yourself to people who didn't actually give a fuck. Now, this is where we have to get somewhat serious for a moment, because despite how much we love taking the piss out of roadmen, it's important to understand why roadman culture developed in the first place. For a lot of young men, this wasn't something they randomly woke up and chose one morning. I mean, some definitely did.
Facts, I'm there.
Many grew up in deprived neighborhoods, around poverty, exposed to violence, and usually just came from broken homes. Most lacked
There's an odd commonality regarding a certain pigmentation chemical. Whatever
male
it might
role
be.
models and found themselves searching for identity elsewhere. Roadman culture offered exactly that. It offered a sense of community status alongside respect and somewhat protection, I guess. Suddenly you weren't just another teenager trying to figure out life anymore. You were a part of something bigger than yourself. And that desire to belong, no matter what your upbringing is something that everybody can relate to, even if the end result happens to have you acting and looking like a sausage. But of course, once social media got involved, everything became considerably more ridiculous. What started in London slowly spread throughout the rest of Britain until roadmen somehow started appearing in places that absolutely should not have roadmen. You'll hear somebody from bloody Harrogate claiming that they're from the ends, despite their nearest threat being a goose on heat. There are most likely teenagers from the Cotswolds talking about surviving life on the road, when their daily commute involves walking past a fucking garden centre. Britain essentially exported London culture, and nobody really questioned it.
You get girls, I lie.
Yeah, man.
What about you?
Give them back shops, innit?
Give them back shops, innit?
I beg your pardon, young man. Everybody simply accepted that this was just normality now. And why the fuck would we question it? London isn't the only place struggling with poverty and crime. This way of expressing yourself is fucking hilarious, don't get me wrong, but it unifies people. So it makes complete sense why other poor areas throughout Britain adopted it.
I'm back out here in Colchester and I found this wannabe roadman.
Martha, what do you mean wannabe?
Bro, it's just a video, bro.
Don't know why this man's taking the piss, you know. I agree with him still. Like, Colchester's like Ballymorey out here, fam. A roadman at its core is an urban subculture that's heavily connected to London, deeply linked to things like grime, drill, and gang life. They exist in this
Yeah, I feel like he's omitting a very important ethnographic component of it the longer he speaks.
The endless state of hovering around public spaces like McDonald's, estates, bus stops, parks, train stations, and just random street corners. Suddenly these places became gathering points for groups of identical...
Britain is on a very short list of countries where you can still be killed by a broadsword, as if we were back in the 11th century over and over again. Yeah, see, the problem is that you can no longer arm yourself with a longsword. A longsword is only available to people who don't have any social stakes.
Cool-looking people who all appear to have absolutely nowhere else to be. Yet these are the same people who moan about having no opportunities in life. Go out there and grab the fucking bag, not a bag of plants, you dick. You could pull into a McDonald's at 8:30 in the evening because you fancy 20 nuggets and a McFlurry, only to discover that you've accidentally entered Assassin's Creed 2. Groups of the mundane Montclair Mafia have gathered like self-service stations of drillings. You could have one person waffling loudly on a FaceTime call. Somebody else is discussing their latest dippings. 6 people standing around a singular electric bike with this aroma of ganj and dodgy Turkish bog polish. Tell you what though, they must be a bit thirsty. And this is where our lunatic mates over at Holy come in, because they've only gone and done it again, haven't they? As you lot already know, I'm not short of reasons why I love these fuckers. Their drinks have practically become part of my bloodstream at this point. But now they've launched their new orders.
Sorry, for your lack of race realism in this coverage, I will be skipping your sponsor.
And then you have the roadman dialect, which might be genuinely one of Britain's greatest accidental inventions.
Walk on for my man!
What's going on with that gentleman over there's behaviour? It's extremely unacceptable.
A lot of people in Britain disrespected that you'd come to me with those prices because they just seem very extortionate. It's an incredible blend of traditional Cockney slang, Jamaican patois, have I said that correctly? Am I too white? Probably. And countless influences from London's multicultural communities. The result is this entirely recognisable way of speaking that is now somehow spread throughout the country.
The way I would put this is if I've lost my way with words here. If it's a homunculus of languages.
Wagwan Akis. Shout out to my plug.
Even if you've never visited London in your life, you'd instantly recognise it if someone started speaking like it. And you even had like Toronto attempting their own version of this because they seem to think our historical ties is something that they can continue to replicate in the current day.
Man, them are weird. There's bare buckties there. Toto's my weird broski.
But he go smoke that you. Yo, you're sick to my stomach, fam.
Piss off, mate. Yeah? But the dialect is something we'll get into later.
Can we just execute people who do that?
Because the most important aspect of being on
the N-word babble, yeah, that seems to be a pretty good descriptor.
Boot-ins is the uniform itself. Somehow thousands of people independently arrived at the same outfit. The North Face, the fake Canada Goose.
Boot.dev is a platform for anyone looking to master back-end web development, and it's designed to
the Montclair, it all became mandatory. Tech fleeces and grey tracksuits, the Air Max 97s, the Hirachis, the man bags, they all became absolutely essential. The puffer jacket being the biggest one in particular. I feel like it deserves its own investigation because roadmen wear them no matter what the weather. It could be 28 degrees in July and the puffer jacket would still be held tight. Britain could experience its hottest recorded temperature and you'd still see somebody walking around dressed like they're about to summit Ben Nevis and then just shank a goat when they get to the top. Meanwhile, everybody else
not my North Face
is desperately trying not to melt into the pavement. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the story of the woman whose skin just fused with her couch. But the difference there is that she didn't have a choice, bless her. Is it just something that you simply cannot remove? Nobody has successfully answered that question. Perhaps it's just sheer commitment. Maybe it's just so the mandem don't assume that he's lacking. I suppose that's why we got the tech fleece, to cool them down a little bit. For some in the summer, they go from the char-grilled Michelin man to a Power Ranger who lacks confidence in his own body. You know this symbol here in the middle of the jacket? It has various meanings. One of the biggest being spiritual awareness. Ironic because you're not aware that you look like a complete and utter pillock. Then we have the side pouch, the man bag, where they store their little toys, filled with a 3.5, some black raws, and a note so someone can contact their mummy if it gets stolen. The roadmen guard that pouch like they're transporting transporting what dignity they have left. You've got this OG fella from the
I'm sorry, isn't this supposed to be a subculture of, you know, poverty-stricken people? How the fuck can they afford designer man purses?
UK social media community called Josh Tate, otherwise known as Little T. A perfect example, really, of a person who's from an area that isn't London. He's from bloody a seaside.
They're all on welfare. I guess, yeah, that does kind of make sense.
A town called Blackpool that's just very poor now because no one wants to fucking go to Blackpool. I follow him on Instagram, right? And you would genuinely struggle to find a post on his page where he's not showing his Gucci man bag. The bag becomes part of the identity. And the accessories are more than just a man bag. You've got the balaclava being used more in recent years as a way of enforcing free speech and showing how much of a fucking nutcase they are. And here's where I get confused, because I assumed it actually made you less of a pussy if you showed your face. But these lads clearly know something that I don't. I can't lie, it's to avoid crime, bruv. No face, no case, I lie. Oh, sorry, little man, did you sell some plants on the road? You got a big old sword in your pocket, haven't you, you little medieval munter? You can have a life-size game of Kaplunk, are ya? Then obviously you've got the night gloves that...
I did not understand a single fucking word of that entire sentence. Same reason Louis Vuitton and Gucci are brands that show wealth despite rich people not buying them. I see.
match the attire perfectly. What are they used for? Well, they're used to avoid fingerprints on the bladed article, fam. You can't really say the glove doesn't fit in this case because their mummy was there when they tried them on. The attire is all over the place, really, but it sticks to these core aspects. So why are these clothings and accessories used then? Because a lot of the features, like the balaclava and the gloves, are used within criminal activity. However, most of the people wearing these balaclavas and gloves these days do not commit any form of criminal activity, but want to look like they commit criminal activity, because that's fucking cool. And then you do have the wannabe roadmen from the upper class areas with the designer Stone Island, the real Canada Goose, designer twat attire from head to toe, fam. You get me? The real roadmen who can't actually afford the real stuff unless they're high up in the crime food chain. So what do? They head to Antalya, pick up some garms from Bubba. Confidence is the biggest essential in this line of wanker, right? Delusion is perhaps more accurate. This birthed things like the roadman stare. Fuck me, it's both devastating alongside being a truly fascinating phenomenon. They'll look at you like you personally ruined their entire day despite never actually meeting them before in your life. You could be carrying your Tesco meal deal, minding your own business, and suddenly some 17-year-old in a tech fleece is glaring at you like you've stolen his dad's job seeker's allowance. Nobody knows why they do it. I'm sure they don't even know at this point. I think it's fairly similar to a lion in the savannah, isn't it? Almost like a defense mechanism of sort. Bus stops become their offices.
I mean, no, it's a fairly standard way of steering shit in low-trust environments.
Park benches become the boardrooms, and the McDonald's becomes a 24-hour members club. Don't get me started on the Bossman shop, we all know about it. They can stand in one spot for 6 hours straight without ever appearing bored. If you ask them what they're doing, they probably just simply reply, you know, just chilling, fam, which is code for absolutely fuck all. Looking like a hardcore fucker is almost more important than actually being tough itself. Somebody looked at them for half a second too long, well, bloody hell, the shank has been unsheathed from the trackies. Somebody accidentally brushed past their shoulder. We've got what looks like sharks circling the victim, clothed in full attire, riding electric mountain bikes, discussing between each other whether disrespect has occurred. It's genuinely impressive how quickly absolutely nothing can become a full-blown event. And while we're on the topic, these bloody electric motorcycles, eh? What a great modern invention that was. They have become the official chariot of the modern roadman. Man ain't got time for no peddling, I lie. They're simply flying down pavements at 40 miles an hour wearing a balaclava and enough black clothing to absorb a ray gun, all to drop off a 3.5 of brick bud. Red lights have become optional at this point. You've got bastards doing wheelies through shopping centres. Pedestrians are now viewed as minor inconvenience rather than actual human beings. Unless they're obviously holding a phone, then they're seen as prey. Roadmen acting like bloody pigeons swooping down to steal a chip. Nobody has ever seen one inside unless they're filming themselves counting their nan's pension on Snapchat with her medication just spilled out on the living room table. And don't get me wrong, some of the images imagery is definitely real and has ties to actual gang life. But what in the fuck are they thinking when they post some of that shit? Money spread on the table, bit of ganj, some bottles of imported cough syrup. I reckon people will see that, you know, and just like feel fear. How have we got to the point in society where posting that utter shit is looked up to and seen as a cool lifestyle? And the people who have made it out of the road either got on.
I'm in my 40s and won't put up with unrealistic diets anymore. I need something that's easy and tastes good.
To being like social media stars or celebrities or musicians or just any well-paid job. You're still flexing on social media. Instead of flexing, you know, criminal activity, you're flexing poor financial decisions. So not really much difference, is there? I remember back in the day posting pictures of me smoking spliffs, thinking I was hard as nails. But in reality, I was just a tosser. The only people looking up to that shit have very simple and shit lives. Maybe that's ignorant for me to say, considering I didn't grow up shanking and shotting.
When you post stuff in your house, you put guns and monster cans in the photo. Honestly, big same. See, the difference is you actually work for the money that you use to buy those guns and those monster cans. Although, god damn it, man, just stop drinking the Monster. There are better energy drinks.
But I genuinely believe that everyone has the opportunity to better their life, man. Walking as a collective bunch of cocks down a bloody high street, JD Sports, local council estates, just random street corners. It doesn't matter if it's raining bloody sideways or absolutely Baltic. They'll still be there discussing the inner mind of an uninspired mong. Or maybe about the fact that you can't get real Stardog anymore. You know, the strange collided in that, the cananoboids in that, yeah? And most importantly, Britain's best institution known simply as Bossman Shop. We've done a whole video on it, go check it out. Every roadman somehow has this diplomatic immunity inside their local premier. They walk in like bloody Keir Starmer entering a Fabian meeting. Boss man, let me get some blue ras crystal, fam. Some black rolls and a Maggie, please, boss. I lie. And then instead of leaving, they proceed to stand out.
If we were in a real country, you could drink Pacifico on your drive to work.
Outside the shop for another 2 hours, just shooting the shit with the mandem. Because our government fucking hates us and doesn't do community centers anymore or any sort of clubs, the corner shops.
I really don't feel like community centers could fix that. I really feel like, I don't know, Stop and Frisk would have actually done a little bit more.
Came a headquarters for British youth. And of course, one thing that's impossible.
Or, you know, allowing the middle class to actually carry a gun on their person so these fuckheads wouldn't actually look to fuck with you.
What to separate from roadman culture is music, because without things like grime and following later UK drill, modern roadmen probably wouldn't exist in the form that we know today. Oh god, what would we do? Grime arrived first and gave a voice to young people growing up in urban Britain.
I don't think young people deserve a voice.
Then drill came along and cranked everything up for no fucking reason at all. I assume it's because of America's Chicago drill scene and how rapping about unaliving people suddenly became cool. For some artists in this scene, it was simply storytelling, a reflection of their surroundings and experiences, and some of it's actually really good stuff. I do quite enjoy it.
No, none of it is really good stuff. Get your head out of your fucking ass. Break the conditioning. It's all shit. All of it doesn't deserve to exist. Put them all into the fucking can.
Said in the most posh twat way possible, I know. Nowadays, in like the last few years or so, it hasn't been as popular because most of the buggers are probably locked up or, you know, gone on to do better things and are no longer part of that life, or they're dead. And the postcode rivalry itself is just fucking stupid. We've somehow convinced teenagers that living 6 streets away constitutes as a foreign nation. This isn't war, mate. You're just bored. I mean, if you've never drove from the outside of London into the centre, it does feel like you've travelled all 7 continents at this point. But this is just mental. You can have 2 lads who both shop at the same Tesco and attend the same college, becoming lifelong enemies because one lives 20 minutes further down the road. Back in the day, you had medieval kings with more reasonable territorial disputes than most of these lot. Guys, we're not Americans. We're supposed to be the ones with more class. But our government's fucked us up, fam.
Yeah, that fucking ship has sailed exactly in 1776, you fucking beans on falafel eating bitch.
Fair play, but we are literally just regressing day by day. And I'm not shitting on UK music at all. Like, the sound has just evolved and people have moved on, allowing for some seriously tapped in UK artists like JB and Jim Legacy, to name a few. Central C may not be as liked as he once.
Listen, the Rolling Stones are British artists.
was, but his legacy and global takeover cannot be ignored. However, what can be ignored is his clothing brand. You got the raw turkey Twizzlers on the laces. You've spilled Angel Delight down your top and shorts. What in the fuck were you thinking, Neil? But an important distinction to make is that not every roadman is involved in gangs. In fact, most definitely are not. I'm sure the ones that are actually in gangs and in that life of crime probably get offended by being called a roadman. So I apologise if I've merged the two here, please don't hurt me. But some absolutely do become involved in the scene, which is why roadman culture has spent years being debated by politicians, police, and every bloke over the age of 50 who still prints out emails. While from a general public point of view, all we see is TikToks of them acting like proper bellends. And then comes what you've been waiting for. Perhaps the greatest contribution roadmen have ever given Britain. It's time for a little language lesson, I think, folks. Fam used to mean friend, but now it's kind of like fallen off and turned into fem. And then it birthed things like, fem. I don't know, you're smoking a blem. You could look over to your mate and give it the old, you're right, fem. It's never really used in any serious dialect. Nowadays, you'd hear things like, hey, oh, that's my bro. Hey, that's my brethren. If he's really close to you, you'd be like,
I feel like this is a cognito hazard, and I really shouldn't be consuming any of this. He didn't mention M.R. He's a fake Briton. I don't know what the fuck that is, and I really feel like I'm better off that way.
That's my killie stool. Collectively, if you add all the...
Why do I hurt you today? I don't know, man. You know, the purest joy is deprived at the expense of others, you know?
Lads around, you'd use something like...
Pull up M.R. You know what? You know what? I'm going to humor you. I'm going to humor you. I'm just gonna let Seku continue to hurt us. What the fuck am I even supposed to... Is that the thing that I'm supposed to do? No, absolutely the fuck not. First of all, I'm gonna get copyright struck for that. Second of all, I don't know. You know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna post that in the Discord, and then you can self-inflict that. How about that? How about that? There you go. Even my cruelty has limits.
Like Mandem or the gaff. Not to be confused as a gaff referring to your house or crib, as they like to say. Groups of girls are the gyaldem. Groups of snotty children are utes. So, for example, you could say something like, yo, those pagans on that Yankee Island weren't a fan of the gyaldem, you know? Wasteman preferred chirps in their utes still.
Observe the average male entering hostile territory in denim.
Jeans?
The perfect jean. Most jeans would pinch and...
Anyway, so when you've got some random Donny saying that your gyaldem is Leng or Peng, you pull out the Rambo and start dipping him. I don't need to explain that, do I? The ends refers to their local area. Instead of something being funny, it's referred to as jokes. Motive essentially means an event that's happening later. You know, like the Mandem's pulled up in a German to take you out for a motive. As a fat white guy from Norwich, I personally think that I'm smashing this, you know? Someone's called your mum clapped and all you can fathom is allow it. So that essentially means that someone's called your mum a munter and you've simply said, oh, just leave it. Safe means okay, thanks, and goodbye simultaneously, because apparently one word now does the job of three. Kind of similar to how peak means both good and unfortunate depending on the tone. Then you have emergency phrases like, man's moving mad bait still. Come on, we got a cut, bro. Someone or something is acting suspicious. Perhaps we need to leave immediately or just point it out and carry on anyway. Say less.
I'm afraid to pick up my gun on my desk because I feel an overwhelming urge to just stuff it in my mouth barrel first.
Means understood. On road doesn't mean that he's walking down a dual carriageway. It essentially means that he's about that life. He's on bootins. Man's moving mad. And then we have the greatest mystery of them all, the word man. Because nobody knows who man actually is. Man's hungry. Man's tired. Man's just beat his meat still. Man could be you or the next man. Nobody knows. Yet we kind of do.
Today is clearly Torture Kuromaru Day. It does feel like that. Although this video is entirely self-inflicted. It popped up in my feed, and for some reason I decided to keep it.
Simple as that, really? Beginning of sentences start with, I can't lie.
I can't lie.
Mate, you're lying to yourself on a daily basis. And then you have people finishing every sentence with, you get me. Why do you need reassurance after every sentence, lads? You've made it clear that your reassurance comes in the form of a bladed article.
You can keep the M4 afterwards.
I guess it's fairly similar to people saying, like, you know what I mean? Just kind of keeps the convo flowing for no apparent reason. And to be honest, I find myself doing it too. And that's probably the funniest thing about roadman culture altogether. We stole the slang. In some ways, we stole the fashion. We indulged in the music. Even people who clearly despise roadman culture accidentally say safe or say less without even realizing it. Which is why roadmen have become one of Britain's strangest social phenomena.
Have we considered that what he refers to as roadman is just, you know, the rotten milieu that just grows on a language organically when it's not being washed out by, I don't know, effective policing?
I have a lot of friends who speak like a Hmong. They probably think that I speak like a Hmong. But truthfully, I fucking love them all, and I wouldn't change them for the world. Because at this point, roadman life is becoming less of a subculture. They are just truly British at this point. You know, the old heads are gonna fucking hate that, but I don't give a shit. And in another 15 years, we'll probably invent something else entirely, spend 10 years mocking it, and then quietly absorb it into mainstream society once again. This video...
You know what? I think Britain deserves everything that's happening to it. That's not a good thing. Yeah, a little bit, but we have a palate cleanser. We have a palate cleanser because apparently big things are happening in Japan. Remember when I was pointing fingers at the Lotus Eaters, saying that they don't know shit about fuck when it comes to Japan, especially the very particular cast that was bemoaning the loss of the Japanese spirit and which was apparently the deprivation of the emperor of primary rule over the country. In 10 years, you get to be Muslims and then never anything else. Yeah, pretty much.
Has got rejected for Japanese permanent resident visa today. And
based.
The increase is honestly just diabolical. You might get bad news sometime soon. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Silver Woman here, and today I'm filming from my balcony because it's the rain season and it's super gloomy outside, so inside of the apartment like you cannot really see anything with the camera. Anyway, you might hear some birds and cars, but please ignore it. I haven't been posting for quite a long time. Last video I posted was about how new citizenship requirements affected my citizenship.
I'm going to put the closed captions on for those of you who are not exactly used to an Eastern European accent.
Application that I wasn't able to apply for the citizenship in Japan, and a lot of things happened.
Here's the question: why the fuck would you even believe yourself to be eligible to apply for citizenship in Japan?
And Japan introduced more rules to other visa categories. So I think it's very important to talk about what exactly changed the new immigration laws in Japan, whether it still makes sense for you to come here and stay and work, and if you hope for getting PR citizenship, whether it really makes sense to come to this country. But before we...
Where's she from? I'm not sure. She sounds vaguely Russian or Ukrainian.
Start, I would really appreciate your subscription, your likes, and your comments. Thank you. The kind of immigration category that was affected the most is business manager visa. Backdoor for people who had no job offer. You just needed 5 million yen in cash on your bank account, which you could borrow from your friend. A lot of people would get business manager visa, then go elsewhere and work for other companies illegally. In fact, in Russia...
What was the fucking word for that? Juzat? No, wait. I keep forgetting the useless fucking words that I shouldn't retain.
Speaking communities, people would come, get the business manager visa, and then go to Toyama and work in car dismantle business. And of course it was illegal. Basically you cannot work on like any type of job on this visa. You have to have a legit business.
So, shock horror, Japan is actually enforcing laws because a wave of dickheads have been violating immigration law for 10 years.
Basically, that visa was super heavily abused. It makes sense that the government decided to shut it down, not completely, but they raised the capital requirement to 30 million yen.
It's almost as if it's now going to be used for its intended purpose.
So 6 times of the original one. So it's about $200,000 you need to have on your bank account. Other requirements as well. And you can imagine that applications for this visa plummeted by 96%, which the government considers success of their
Hell
new
yeah.
program. If you ever
I mean, that sounds like success to me.
considered coming to Japan with either legit business or you wanted to use the business manager visa as a kind of a ticket to get in here, then you can forget about it unless you fit all the requirements
Stop breaking the fucking law.
that Japan has set. I think business manager visa is a bad idea for pretty much anyone. It provides very little benefits and it's kind of mistreated in the immigration process. A lot of people who get this visa, they only get it like 1 year, so you have to extend it each year, and the 1 year visa doesn't give you a right to apply for PR or citizenship. Unfortunately, this visa will have effect on how foreign businesses are conducted in Japan, and especially small ones like restaurants, ethnic shops. Probably saw a video
I think Japan is better off without having those businesses in Japan.
of an Indian man pleading to not impose those huge fees on his business because he cannot afford them, and his family, they grew up in Japan, they only know Japanese. People
Well, damn, that sounds like a fucking skill issue.
were asking like, oh, why didn't he apply for PR or citizenship? The visa is only given for 1 year very often, so chances are he just couldn't apply. He could have done other things like learn the language better or save up those $200,000.
He could have just also fucked off back to India,
But I do understand that a lot of
which he is going to do now.
people will be affected.
They
and
have the
everyone has a
recipes,
very
exactly.
different situation. It's a good and a bad thing, but I hope Japan will think about a way to make those legit businesses more welcome. Let's go next.
Yeah, an Indian man looking to stay in Japan forever is actually not a legitimate purpose for a business manager visa. I hate to tell you.
Work visa. And I'm talking about the engineer specialist in humanities and international service, the most common work visa in Japan that 90-something% of foreigners get when they just work at an office job. So what changed exactly? I know they're having a practice where people would get this visa, then go to a restaurant and work in a kitchen, claiming they work some other job like translation, customer facing roles. So the government decided to introduce a new requirement, which is N2 level of Japanese proficiency. This rule is like super ambiguous, to be honest. It requires
No, it's actually very specific. N2 is a very specific testing standard under GLPT. You literally just take a test under the N2 level, you receive a certificate, and there you go. It means that you know level N2 Japanese, which is fairly advanced. I would say that I am about N2, sort of dipping into N1.
N2, but only for customer-facing roles and only for those that require high level of Japanese ability. So maybe you can just say that you are not working in those jobs and you can get a visa easily. I'm not sure how it's gonna work. And one thing that might happen, in my opinion, is that companies will refuse to hire people who don't have N2 level just to avoid hassle with the visa procedure.
So are you saying that there are going to be more jobs available to the Japanese, and this is somehow a bad thing?
It is always better to get higher levels of Japanese if you are in the vulnerable category. And it doesn't have to be JLPT, it can be also other tests like BJT at a certain level. You have
I
to
wouldn't say that BJT is easier.
read the law a bit more carefully. Another one, the fees for visas are rising and everyone will be affected by then. We don't know yet.
Stay the fuck out, poor friend. Why would you want natives to have jobs when you can get morons from the subcontinent? I mean, it's not just the subcontinent. A lot of alts or other Europeans. Oh, hey there, Gecko. Sorry about that. I didn't see you. We'll be calling it a night. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for checking in, Gecko.
When they say by the time of 2027 April, they will start rolling those new fees out. And the increase is honestly just diabolical. I think currently it's about 6,000 yen. When I applied for my first visa, it was 4,000 yen. And I know that prices in Japan for visas are like super cheap compared to Western countries. It's kind of a gap that Japanese government said they want to fix. But the problem is the salaries are not the same. You can imagine the burden will be so much more here. Anyway, so what exactly awaits
Then don't come. There you go. It's an easy fix. Just stay the fuck out.
us? I believe that the government set a cap of 100,000 yen for visa renewals changing of status. The 100,000 is the max. It's gonna depend on the number of years you are granted your visa. So in case you're granted 5 years, it will be about 70,000 yen. If you're granted about 1 year visa, you'll be paying about 20,000, 30,000 yen. It's not that expensive, I know that, but considering salaries in Japan, a lot of people are only saving that much, and giving it all to the visa renewals will definitely affect on how people work here, whether they want to stay here any longer. Okay, so the
Get the fuck out. Japan is for the Japanese people.
verdict for the work visa is still okay. I think it's definitely fine to come and work if you can get a job, if you can get this visa, because I wouldn't say I'm much affected other than the prices will increase at some point.
Also, I'm pretty sure that any serious employer would just cover the expense for renewing your visa out of pocket. These are getting harder to obtain. This does not negatively impact anyone who isn't worthless. You don't see the issue. Exactly.
Go next, PR applications. PR is also affected. Unfortunately, it was quite difficult to get it before. You would have to live in Japan for 10 years if you're not on high skill visa. If you're on high skill, it will be 3 or 1 year, depending on how many points you have. It was always very cheap. Currently, the PR visa prices is 10,000 yen. Because I know that in America,
That's less than $100. What the fuck are you on?
you have to pay about $8,000. In other countries, it's also like thousands of dollars. And in Japan, it's only like 60. So it makes sense that the Japanese government wants to raise this price, which is no happy news for me. I guess it's happy news for the country. And the increase is gigantic to maximum 300,000, though the cap is 300,000, but the rumors are the country is going to set it up to 200,000 yen.
Cats lose their cool for temptation's treats.
When I met Chris, I knew that he was trustworthy because he drove a Volvo.
Another thing is it's gonna be harder to apply in the future. So currently you can apply with either 3-year visa or 5-year visa. You cannot apply with 1-year visa. And in the future they're going to change it, so only people who hold 5-year visa, the longest visa, can apply for PR. And the reason is usually the 5-year visa is given to those who already proved that they are stable, that they can be trusted. I know people who work.
Oh no! Imagine having standards inside of your immigration system.
Prestigious jobs, pay all taxes, get good income, and they get 3 years. Just got rejected for Japanese permanent resident visa today. Likely because my company was paying resident tax in batches a few years ago, multiple months at a time, sometimes early, sometimes late. This is the post from LinkedIn that I have saved because I just think it's such a good example of how the immigration system works right now with PR applications. It punishes everyone who has any delays, any late payments, any insurance, taxes, or anything.
It's almost as if Japan expects you to live by the social contract because it is a very strictly regimented and social contract based culture. And if you're not able to fit in, you're probably not a great fit for the country.
Else like that. Lately, I've been hearing a lot of people getting rejected from the permanent residence application. Those people who have high income, high level of Japanese. Japan is getting like super strict on who they lack.
Okay, but are they Japanese though?
To stay in the country. In fact, I'm going to apply for PR, or at least I'm planning. I don't want to jinx it. I will explain all the process, how I was doing it, and whether I will succeed or not later on. Also, the big news is that the government is thinking of a mechanism of revoking PR. Not
based, omega based. Next time you see the fucking clout farmers, the fucking black pillars in search of a rope like Kumashun or Colonel Otaku, who doesn't even live in Japan, blackpilling and talking about how the Japanese fell for it again, just point them in the direction of these changes. You don't want her in Japan, same.
Only if you are outside of the country for a long time, like any unpaid tax.
Listen, if she gets married to a nice Japanese man, she can stay.
History in the future, then your PR can be revoked. So even after you get PR, you have to be perfect. And lastly, something super duper personal, which I was affected by, is a new citizenship requirement. Before, you only needed 5 years of living in Japan consecutively to apply for citizenship. And nowadays it's 10 years. I actually called the immigration service and they said that the chances of getting citizenship with 5 years is like super low. So they recommended I do withdraw my application, which I did, so it's over. Also, for people who applied for citizenship before this new rule was introduced, I've talked to a lot of people who did that and they start getting rejections if they haven't lived in Japan for 10 years. But there seemed to be a certain category that was asked to reject their original citizenship before.
She clearly doesn't love living in Japan if she's not looking for a Japanese husband. You are so right.
This new rule was introduced and they could still get the citizenship of Japan. But those who haven't gotten this call to reject their original citizenship get rejected from the Japanese application. So chances are, if you're stuck with the citizenship application, you're still waiting for a result and you don't have 10 years under your belt, you might get bad news sometime soon. So these were all.
And we have another seething update from the same channel. So let's just bask in it. This is our karmic recompense for the previous 2 videos.
I just got off a call and the news for foreigners are quite bad. I need to apologize to my viewers. I wanted to show the beauty of blooming sakura and charm of everyday life here. But one call made me realize that recent changes in Japanese politics affect me more than I thought. So let me rant a little bit. It's a tough time for foreigners living here because the country found a scapegoat to its daunting problems.
Scapegoat. Is she a Kurd or what? No, she's not a Kurd. She's, again, either Russian or Ukrainian. She made reference to a Russian-speaking community before, so I assume she's just, you know, a fucking Sakhalin girly.
Problems. Foreign residents. And unfortunately, this is not just words. Japan has implemented several changes that will indeed make our lives more difficult, and the country has been quite xenophobic lately. And this one...
Japan has always been xenophobic, excuse me, which was honestly a very endearing trait for me.
News I got made me cry my eyes out and question whether my future really lies here. Maybe Japan doesn't want me after all.
Why should they want you? They don't owe you anything. Get the fuck out.
I will tell you about what happened at the end of the video, and in the meantime, enjoy Japanese spring in its full bloom.
Oh great, I love getting hit for fucking copyright for ad music. That's so great. That is so fantastic. Thank you, YouTube. Speaking of copyright music. Don't care, please get to the crying. I want to see the crying, come on. Hell yeah, there we go. Japan doesn't want me. What do you have to offer exactly?
I just got off a call.
Come on out with it.
Japanese.
Yeah.
Specifically for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to do so in 3 months. And it's not happening. If you're following Japanese politics, you would know.
Wait, but you said in a previous video that you don't have 10 years of living there. Why the fuck would you try to reapply for citizenship? You said you had 5 years, and you applied under the 5 years, and the new requirement is 10. And why the fuck are you applying despite being specifically told that you don't qualify? Are you stupid?
That recently country has been kind of spiraling towards anti-foreign sentiment. At first I thought it's just in words, just to score some political influence.
Sounds like someone fell for it again.
And to blame foreigners for all the economic problems they have. But it seems like...
Yeah, blame foreigners for all the economic problems they have. It's really not like foreigners driving down wages for the native population is an economic problem. Surely it doesn't have any downstream effects. She's a Slav, of course. She's stupid. I actually kind of fucking hard disagree with that, Seku. Some of the most intelligent people I know and most insightful people I know are Slavs. So you can suck a fat one.
Like, they are serious about making life hard for everyone who is not Japanese.
What we really should be making fun of is her being a woman.
Before, the requirement was to live in Japan for 5 years. Out of these 5 years, you have to work 3 years. You have to pay taxes, be a good citizen, and contribute to the society. But now, while the law hasn't changed, it's still 5 years. They added like a new...
You're just being racist? I see. Understandable. Have a nice day.
Rule that it has to be 10 years to be qualified successfully. Basically, it means that I have to wait for another 5 years just to be qualified to apply for the citizenship.
So you weren't told no, you were just told that there's an update in the requirements. Funny how that works out.
It's just so...
Woman told no, almost fucking dies.
So unfair. And it really got me thinking like, okay, now it's 10 years, but maybe by the time I apply, it's gonna be 15 years, or they're just gonna cancel the whole naturalization thing. It just doesn't make sense to stay and wait for what other things the government has to offer. So I
mean, you could also just get married.
Plans of staying in Japan long term, to be honest, I'm like
I'm sorry, it's a Russian woman. There is no way in hell she's lived there for 5 years and she's not being dicked down. Like, there is absolutely no way in hell that's happening. You don't get what you want literally all of the time. It's unfair.
Rethinking that strategy, because in fact I have means of going to other countries and so much faster to naturalize there or get a PR there. So I'm thinking about that. I really like living here.
Literal fucking ruthless cosmopolitan.
But there are a lot of difficulties as well. Learning the language, adjusting to the working culture.
Wait, but you were going to naturalize without learning the language? Excuse me? What the fuck are we on? I thought this was, I don't know, I thought that ship had already sailed. If you're applying for citizenship in Japan, don't you already speak Japanese?
Like, follow all these like rules, which I don't mind following. I just put so much energy and so much effort, so much of my time into being a good prospective Japanese citizen.
You moved to Japan and you're complaining about following rules? It's like walking into a forest and then complaining that there are trees there.
And now it doesn't matter anymore. I think the country just sends a very clear signal that they don't trust anyone who's outside of the...
Why? Have you considered to ask yourself why that may be? Has something happened in the previous 10 years that would have made the Japanese population concerned and somewhat guarded against foreigners?
This Japan island was born somewhere else, and that I will never be able to become one of them. I already
Well,
can
I mean, that's also true. You will also never be Japanese.
and predict comments. I'm like ready to fight comments that say, oh, but Japan doesn't owe you anything.
Yeah, that's kind of real and true.
Yeah, it doesn't owe me anything, but isn't it crappy that
No.
it just changes its requirements so fast without giving any grace period? I mean, I was supposed to apply in 3 months. I just feel like I'm so unlucky. And I know
Yeah, Japan owes you nothing, including a grace period. Get fucked.
immigration is just such a sensitive topic, about like immigrants destroying Japanese culture and so on. I mean,
Skill issue, yeah, literally.
really, there's just so little of immigrants, especially those that naturalize, because you have
There should be even fewer. I should not at any point while in Japan be offended by the sight of a fucking Indian.
to renounce your original citizenship to qualify for a Japanese passport.
You don't need more water, need better delivery.
I don't really think so. I mean, there's a problem with over-tourism, but somehow all these new rules, all these new measures, they don't target tourists. They only target long-term residents. So
Muslims literally burning temples, and she's out here pretending like foreigners do nothing wrong in Japan. She needs to be deported. I mean, she's your sort of fucking default lib wine girly from the energy I'm getting from her. Like, actively in denial of the fact that she has hit the wall about 5 years ago. Probably exists in her own news bubble. Probably not really checked into the news that would make her upset. So she's willfully ignorant of reasons that are contributing to this, as she continues to seethe and spurg out and like deny reality around her. Also, she's like, that's the thing. Most countries require that you renounce your previous citizenship when you naturalize. That's kind of the thing. We'd also add British twats living in the country for 10 years and still has a British accent. What country are we talking about?
So what is this really about?
Oh, are we talking? Yeah, okay. I put 2 and 2 together. Fucking Chris, what's his name? Abroad in Japan. Yeah. I think he already, unfortunately, he already has a permanent residency.
About. Anyway, I was hoping to give you a lot of videos about how to apply for the citizenship, but apparently it's not happening. I'll probably go cry a bit more after this video, and in the meantime I think I'll start applying for the PR by a special scheme, short-term scheme for people who have like high skill points.
So she didn't even go for permanent residence to rack up the years. She went from she tried hopping from a temporary visa directly to the fucking citizenship. And mind you, I guarantee you that she was not planning to take any steps to exit a Russian citizenship, because that's also an entire song and dance. Exiting an American citizenship is relatively easy, although a little bit expensive, because basically they just want your back taxes for that year as a non-resident, and from that point onward, they really don't care, outside of the fact they really don't want you back in the country. Russia requires you to collect a shit ton of paperwork to renounce your citizenship, so most people don't bother doing that. The problem with that is it's not really verifiable, because the Japanese say that, yeah, you need to renounce your citizenship, but then I don't believe they enforce that.
So I'll make another video about that. Also, there's so many changes going on with the work visas, the requirements that the Japanese government is putting on. So I hope maybe next video I'll make like a summary of what has changed and whether it still makes sense to come to Japan. Thank you so much for watching this.
That was 3 months ago. Has she made another seething video since then? Oh, we watched those in reverse. Sorry. My apologies. I mixed up the order of these. Fantastic. Tanya. Okay, she's definitely Russian. That's no mystery there. How long ago did she start the channel, I wonder? Was it pre-war or post-war? Software engineers in Japan. I'm trying to figure out how she... 1 year ago, finding a job in Japan. So that would have been 2025. So she wasn't escaping the war at the time. Mm-hmm. Interesting. I don't want to do any more React slop. I'm sorry. I know that we still have quite a bit of it left. Let's do one more video because that one is this one is at least informative. So, how I made a $150 plate carrier perform better than a $1,000 modern one. I don't know a lot about plate carriers, so I'm interested to see what makes one good.
So we're gonna peek inside the plate bags, and what you're gonna see here is the axle micro harness. So what this is a harness that this is probably the piece that makes the most difference on my plate carrier. This brought the comfort from, I don't know, like a 7 to a 9.5. The way plate carriers are designed is weird because, right, they're straight objects, and if you have an athletic back, it's more like a V shape. They don't really mesh well, but this makes a huge difference. So the reason why this is special is because...
Is that like a secondary cummerbund, I guess?
Because, so this is Tegris, right? It's rigid. And the way it connects, it always somewhat wants to be in this position, hugging your back, right? So then imagine having the cummerbund closed. This is gonna be sort of like a spring, okay? So this is gonna conform to the back really nicely. It's gonna stabilize the plate bag, and it's gonna make everything a lot more comfortable. And that's one of the things you see.
See, I don't wear my plates for extended periods of time. Like, the most I would wear my plates is that I would have them on for a comp, so I don't really know a lot about like comfort points. I also did buy a fairly expensive plate carrier right out of the gate, so maybe I'm just spoiled.
See about this plate carrier that every component is structural, right? So I have the structural harness, the structural cummerband, the structural shoulder pads that I haven't touched on yet. But this...
What does structural mean? Does he mean that it's rigid? Downward pointing magazine pouch? What?
Creates the comfort. This plate carrier is extremely comfort. And then another thing I've done is reduce weight everywhere I could. But the way this attaches is it uses Velcro, so it has a Velcro wing that goes where your cummerbund connects, so it goes underneath the cummerband. And then you act tension with this bungee, right?
Okay.
And you would think that this would, you would feel in your back.
Tegris reinforced for rigidity.
But that's not the case. I don't feel this in my back. Additionally, these are Shock Concept. They're little padded Velcro things they sell that I used to have on my cummerbund, but then I put here. And these actually are quite comfortable too. They do make a difference. And then the cool thing is that the axle has molly slots here. So then if you do want to run something in between the cummerbund and the harness, you could. Maybe you want to put a radio there or water or whatever else. You'd have to figure out the sizing, but it is possible, and it's an actual, I guess, another option, right? And then if you see the black electrical tape, is because these are metal rings that you can use as pass-throughs for skeleton cummerbunds, but that I just tape so they don't make noise, right? So then when they clinch, they don't do that no more. So here's kind of another angle of it for you to see it. And then when I go and close the cummerbund, this is kind of what it looks like. So now the plate carrier is just like, you know, fully in...
I'm not sure how I feel about that knife placement.
It can hold its own weight, if that makes sense. Talking about the cummerbund, you're gonna start seeing some...
What are opinions amongst the Oni Dojo? See, I feel like a knife, a full-size fighting knife, that's a line 1 piece of equipment, and line 1 equipment goes on the belt. right? Not on the plate carrier, because there are times where you're not going to have your plates. You'll never not have your war belt.
Things. So this is the A-Stack cummerbund. I think A-Stack is a Chinese manufacturer, but they make really, really good gear. And this cummerbund is excellent. So it comes with actual first spear tubes, and it is 12-layer Tegris, which is quite rigid. It has a hook on the inside, so you can adapt soft armor pouches, but it also has
100% on the belt in a place that doesn't get in the way. Yeah, sounds about right.
molly slots on the inside.
Mine sits directly underneath the medical pouch. I think I've posted my belt a number of times. I'm not going to pull up the photo, but mine sits. So at my 6, I have my knife and a med pack. Better men than you run their knives hilt down or either side of their carrier for easy ambi access. See, the way it was explained to me, not a fan of one knife loadouts. There should be at a minimum a second in your boot. I kind of respect that. So the way I was taught was by an Army Ranger, and his logic was you never have anything that can hurt you immediately on the front of your plate, so that if you are tangled up in a hand-to-hand situation, your opposition cannot reach and take things off of your plate carrier to then proceed to use them on you. So you never have anything that's like direct front or directly accessible when someone is in front of you. Because behind is fine, because if someone is behind you and you're unaware of them, they're going to kill you either way. They don't need your knife for that. And within a scuffle, you should have enough dominance to control them with one hand and be able to reach for your knife. I've seen a lot of people run their knives alongside whatever mags they carry. I don't know about that. I'm looking to move, well, not move, I'm probably just going to buy another CQB tool. But the way I want to have it ideally is I'm going to have a full-sized Benchmade knife on the back, as I currently have that. And I'm going to run a CQB tool probably somewhere on the front face of my holster. Once I have a proper level 3 retention holster, I'm going to start figuring out mounting there. So that way, like, I have something that's available with my dominant hand in order for me to fight for positioning to give me space to draw my sidearm should I need to do that. In that case, then the full-size knife probably needs to move somewhere else.
As well as, of course, the laser cut molly slots on the outside. Additionally, the benefit of this cummerbund is that it does expand, and this expansion makes comfort go a long way. So as you can see.
Hey, if you're an American gun owner, then you need to see this right here. It's our new digital steel home run offer. Look, if time and money are tight, then this is for you. This little guy right here.
You. Is Tegris that little shiny polymer thing? Is that what that is?
Baseline.
Well, not tiny, but like the tiny bit you can see.
This is a water assault system DCS, and it's quite an older plate carrier. I think this came out around 2011-12, but it has been through an extensive set of modifications that are where it is now. So the first thing you'll notice is that the plate carrier,
it's the carbon fiber looking thermoplastic. Okay.
It doesn't have the molly flap anymore. That's been cut off and is now a placard.
Plan to run 2 horizontal knives onto your 6, one for each hand and 2 smaller ones in each boot. And it sounds excessive, but you firmly stick to the be ready to use either hand mindset. I agree with the be ready to use either hand mindset. I feel like 4 knives is overkill for that. I feel like you could get away with, I don't know, boot knives. I'm not sure if they don't interfere with your comfort and your overall weight. I could kind of dig that. If you go for like a Benchmade CQB tool, that actually works pretty well as a boot knife if you can figure out mounting well. 2 knives on the belt, like, yeah, I feel like how should I put this? It would probably make more sense for me to move my knife to be accessible with the left hand, because my right hand is for the sidearm, right? If I don't have space to reach for the sidearm with my right hand, my left hand still has things to, like, you don't double up your sidearm, right? You just know that your sidearm lives on your dominant hand side, which would be, left hand if you're wrong-handed.
Acceptable plate carrier like any modern plate carrier is. So the way I've done that is actually taking an X-Acto knife and cutting off that molly placard. This plate carrier benefits from these vertical molly slots, which allow me to use G-hooks, which help the placard stay in place, right? So there's G-hooks that I modified here, and I added some Velcro underneath here to keep everything together. Speaking of the placard,
so probably I would combine your approach and Noteri's approach, where I have a CQB, like I have a sticky and pokey that's available to either hand. It's just that the right hand is more readily available to reach for the CQB tool, and the left hand has a full-size knife available in the case where I don't need the CQB tool, or like there are better options available to the right hand.
Placard itself. So this plate carrier is going to be a mix of expensive and affordable parts, as all things should be, right? So there is some things that I've used.
I realistically should get a placard for my plate carrier, because right now I've just weaved all of my mag pouches directly to the molly, and I think it would be better to just have a hot swappable placard.
Parts, some things that I use real parts, just depends. So the placard is one of those. This is made by Krydex, and it is a high quality product. It is a semi-replica of the Spiritus Mark V. And right now what I do have is the elastic magazine inserts. So elastic magazine inserts are, I would say, okay. They allow for good retention, but magazine reinsertion is quite challenging. The one thing I did is that I added these bungee cords with these retainers here for extra retention. So this is the fault of the elastic, is that if you do want to put the magazine back in, you're gonna have a bit of a fight, I would say.
Yeah, that's why I like my rigid taco styles.
From the magazine, there is these elastic shingles, and these elastic shingles are quite fantastic because they're very multi-purpose. Right, so right here, I have a little flashlight. You can have some tools, but they are quite adaptable to many things, right? So of course, these are made for magazines. So if you want to put magazines, you can. But magazines are not the only thing that you can put. If you don't want to put magazines, there is all kinds of stuff that you can put, and it will retain it, okay. Additionally, here on the side, since the placard has molly, I attached this single pouch here, and this single pouch holds my Leatherman, right? Mm-hmm. And I also added this shock cord tensioner for just extra safety. Over here, there's this holder which fits into the molly slots, and it can hold various things. Here I have sharpening cam light as an example, and I have some tape tied to this S carabiner. The radio pouch, which is a Shaw Concept product.
I want to hear the explanation for the downward pointed magazine pouch.
So this is their V1 radio pouch. It is a rigid Tegris wing extension, which is fantastic because it doesn't allow for these big radios to flop. So the V1 is a very comfortable pouch because on the inside it has this
padding, okay,
quite soft mesh material. They went away with that in the V2, which I don't understand why. I tried the V2, it is definitely not as comfortable. One of the things that the V1 lacks is a good way to retain the radio. The original pouch has a fixed system that doesn't allow you to take the radio on and off without disconnecting everything. To a certain degree, you still can do it, but right now I created the system, which is a G-hook that I kind of chopped off, connected to the bungee, right? And then here I have some webbing that I sew as a loop, and then it's connected to the Tigris with a zip tie. So now this just connects here, and that's what holds the radio in place. The radio is connected to the PTT via right here.
Less interested in the radio pouch.
That through the here, this upside down fast magazine holder. I don't have a magazine here because it would interfere with the table, but it's a very comfortable way to carry an extra magazine on the left, and it grants very quick reloads. So at this moment, this will make the 4th magazine with the ability to have 2 more in the front with 6 total magazines. And then there's always room for expansion if you need so. And speaking of which, I have this spud pouch, which is also a replica. But the way I have it here is usually I put water bottles in here. This pouch is actually quite nice to put a water bottle because it conforms to it. So you can put those type of shapes object, but it will hold another 2 magazines if you need to have more magazines. So it's nice to be out of the way. My arm sits in here, right? So this stuff doesn't interfere.
Instead of covering ourselves in sunscreen, we went on a mission to create the absolute lightest sun hoodie.
The right side of the cummerbund, it's pretty much slick. And then here I have a little knife wing with this Schrade knife. And this is purely utility, right? If I use a knife, it is utility. But the way it mounts here is quite comfortable. Not in the way, I don't even feel it. And it doesn't take up any other space. Another thing that I have inside the cummerbund is another elastic pouch. And this can hold various things, including a magazines, but it's also just a place if you need a momentary place to stash things. And it doesn't get in the way of anything because as you can see, it sits like extremely flat, right? So this doesn't get in the way, it doesn't create more bulk.
Okay, it was an interesting look for a while, but I'm getting profoundly bored. Sorry, I'm just not getting any. I'm not getting a lot of useful information. The Tigris part was probably the most interesting. The upside down magazine pouch. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like it would need to be so much over tightened that it kind of stops being practical. So let's switch over. I have dailies to do. Wait, did I do my dailies today? We're doing Timon in squad. Let's give it a second to cook. I have yet to get event Hisui. I have Rinko and I have Shizuru. I actually make myself a little bit smaller. Oh, I need to update my screen here. Let's swap you girls around. Who did I have in front? I'm gonna keep you in front actually, but in a second, we're gonna move you all the way to the back, and here we're going to put event Rinko. There she goes. Fantastic. Better visibility that way. So, I think I have what it takes now to take on the arena. Let me check that there's nothing valuable here. I also prefer the music from the tropical theme. It's somewhat reminiscent of Tropical Monster Girl. And collect... oh, I'm not fucking with that. 190... Get the fuck out. Okay, Arena Tower. So, I level 60'd Tokiko. I think this works. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not 100%, but I think this is viable. Rinko does enough damage as is. If not, then I would have to pull up Kuranai. Just for the damage output, I would prefer not to. For one, because she's what, 2800, and the Rinko is 4000. Like, you see that I'd prefer not to fuck with this. So yeah. Let's see if we can make this work. I had to 6-star standard Mari, and I also had to 6-star Tokiko for this. Before that, I tried running this with Shiranui, because she was already made 6-star, and we need to have at least 3 on the team. But the debuff block seems to not be as important, so we're gonna try it like this. We're not going to wait for the oh, you know what? Let's get a damage buff and then pop our cooldown. Let's see. Let's give you an attack boost and a debuff block. Why not? We have Mari over here buffing our damage output. Because on standard attack she stacks feints. And Event Mari she's a ridiculous healer. Like, just borderline broken. Okay, good. The other reason I specifically wanted Tokiko on the team is because I want to prevent this thing from shielding. Mari continues to be your favorite, well then, you're in for a treat because we have 2 of her on the team. And that's why we want a debuff block, or rather buff block, because he doesn't heal, but he does armor, and his armor is unremovable 20 hits. And that absorbs a lot of damage. And I'm not a big fan of that. I didn't change any of the cores on Tokiko, so she's currently in her not debuff focused build, so she's not going to immobilize as frequently as I would like, but that's also not really a hard requirement. Like, fine, have your fucking cooldowns, I don't really care. As long as I don't get you shielding, that's generally fine. And he has a 7-turn cooldown on that thing. Another reason I like having Mari here is even if she gets electrocuted, which means you lose access to your second and third abilities, she doesn't really get affected because we only need her first ability anyway. So it doesn't really damage our damage output. Okay, 50k attack, or rather 50k damage. We don't need healing, so we just waste the turn. Mari is, like, really, really useful as a utility character, because her heal is so powerful that you actually don't need to use it as often. And I don't even have her skills leveled. Like, that is just her, that's just how she is out of the box. The only thing I did for her is give her self-heal runes, or self-heal cores, so that way she just auto-heals on every turn. So I'm thinking if I play my heals correctly, and if I stay on top of my damage, I should be able to can him on this run. That was actually a pretty bad time to catch an electrocute. Things like that are going to be upsets, because, like right there, Tokiko is now electrocuted. That's not great, because electrocute is 2 turns, and he's going to have access to his shield. Which means that we're then going to spend 2 turns on every character getting rid of the shield. Unless she throws an immobilize. And she gets re-electrocuted. I may need to change her build. I may need to respec her into debuffs again, because if he's gonna shield right there, that's lights out. Because she's not immobilizing. We can't really prevent her from getting electrocuted, but we can hypothetically immobilize him and prevent him from shielding. Still no immobilize. Let's do a mass heal real quick. So right now we're relying on having enough speed to recover, and we're not going to have that. You know what, let's rerun. Let's do this again because he's gonna shield and I don't like that. Let me quickly check the abilities on you. Does that consistently remove debuffs? Reduces the duration of allies' debuff by 1 turn after the restoration. So, we need to pop this a little sooner. Is what I would like to see. Doesn't really make sense to level anything here. I don't believe I have any free debuff cores to run on her, because I may have placed those on different characters by now. Yep, which I have. Okay, let's run this like this one more time. If the game continues to cockblock us and not give us immobilizations, then we're just going to have to go nuclear and then swap out the core set. And I'm gonna switch off the action camera just to cool the vertigo a little bit. The jump cuts get a little old. And now she gets immobilized. I think she has a 30% chance, but she throws like 5 kunais, so it's... You roll a 30 on every one of them. That's fine. I forgot to give her a power-up. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Heal. That's actually pretty good. Death down. Okay, let's do this. Because we speed up her cooldowns by a turn. I do not want to lose my primary damage dealer, so I'd rather pop my heal now. You get two terms of attack increase. That's not exactly great. Okay, he's no longer immobilized. The next turn he's going to shield. Thankfully her own organic heal is still up, so that's helping us out a little bit. 63k, okay, respectable damage. Okay, he's not going to attack on this turn. Now... He's not supposed to have any special proclivity to not get a debuff. Okay, immobilized. Good. We're in good shape once more. The RNG is panning out to be slightly better. I'm not enjoying that. That's actually not too fantastic. Not a big fan. Let's think. We can't really do anything with the electrocute. Debuff block. I'm trying to think. Let's at least hope that she doesn't get any more electrocutions. When I was doing my test runs, I was able to get the multiplier past 100%. Oh, fuck! Alright, he's targeting my healer. That is very transparently the play here. Like, it's good that she can resist this, but that's only going to work up to a point. Okay, she lost electrocute. We're gonna need to do a mass heal after this. Or not, we're going to actually can the mass heal. Good, completely missed the healer. We love that. Right. Immobilize did not pop. We go full heal. Mm-hmm. There's probably no reason to use any other attacks she has. Electrocute, that's fine. We can live with that. Does this do anything to debuffs? Removes the debuffs to incapacitate or target manipulate. I don't believe electrocute counts as an incapacitation, though. I mean, I can try. It does not. Okay, that's fine. At least we avoided getting an electrocution on her, so that's good. Okay, please don't re-electrocute yourself. Okay, you did not. So we have 1 turn, he still has 5 turns of cooldown. I am most concerned about the shield, because the shield wastes a lot of my turns. Okay, weaken, probably good to have on him. Can you fuck off enough? Juicy 6k, or 60k. Okay, no renewed electrocute, we love that. We love that. I need to figure out when he's even able to do electrocutes on receiving damage. Is that just a standard state that he's in? 34k. Motherfucker. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. We can work with this. Because we'll just give you a targeted heal here. Then we can do a mass heal just to make sure that we take her electrocute off. Don't re-electrocute yourself. She did not, but there's also not immobilize in play. That's fine, that's fine. We are actually very cash money with that turn order. You no longer need to be demagnified, but everyone does need a heal. So we're still going to pop this. And I'm not going to wait around for you to electrocute. So you get your buffs blocked? Okay, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. I would prefer to not lose my debuff stacker Mary, but if I have to... Let's go with this. Okay, he's healing, or rather he's shielding and it fails to attach because of the buff block. It's good. Let's see if we can't stick him with an immobilize on top of that, and which we can't. The odds on getting immobilized for Tokyo are kind of trash. Let's heal you up. I've seen people do disgusting damage numbers on this boss on some of the replays. Like, people were hitting 300k damage with no debuffs stacked. And those were relatively... Like, that was a level 60 Aoi. Not Aoi, goddammit. I'm forgetting the name. Ayame. It was a level 60 Ayame, but I think that mostly had to do with any passive buffs that he may have had in place. So, not something that you can get out of just raw leveling your characters. We're about to lose that one too, by the way. If he decides to be a dick and go out of his way to redamage her, we may be in hot water. Okay. Not immobilized. She's electrocuted, though. Okay, spreads the damage. That's fine. Ooh, no heal on the board. That's not great. Mari can realistically eat shit on the next turn, depending on where he puts it. He has a little bit of self-heal, but not a lot. We may have to continue with just a 60% damage buff. Still no electrocute. Mass heal. Okay, and we reduced the duration of electrocute on everyone. Good. Good. We're back in business. Let's see. I am probably the most concerned about you getting electrocuted, so let's give you debuff block. Like, we can do without the extra damage. We can't do without an active healer. That's fine. Okay, the regular Mari is also almost up to full health. That's spicy. That is a little spicy, because... So, the buff block only lasts for 2 turns. Okay, good. We didn't get electrocuted. That's fine. And then we're good. Now I just need to be wary of him attacking Tokiko directly. It should be golden otherwise. Which he's not doing. Good. I don't care, I'm fine with her doing single attacks. And now's a good time to pop buff block. And immobile. Oh no! Wait, that's actually bad. That's actually bad. I was afraid that's gonna happen. Okay, so he gets 2 turns of immobilize, but that's also 2 turns of debuff block, which means that he's just going to raw attack. And I need to get electrocute off me as soon as possible. That's not great. That's not great, because that immobilize actually came out at a very bad time. But I don't believe I had anything that I could have done instead of it. Can you fuck off enough? Okay, don't stack the debuffs. We're still in reasonable shape. We can still catch him off guard. Depending on where he shoots. Not at Tokiko, that's fine. That's fine. Let's think. Immobilize is probably our best odds. Yes, we got immobilized. Good. We're still in the money. He catches electrocute, that's less critical. You're on electrocute, that's bad. We're tickling it a little closer than I'd like. Alright, let's see. He's on immobilize. I have another turn to waste. He's going to have cooldowns frozen for another turn. Then he has one more turn where he's going to have access to shielding. So we do this now. We pop this now. Your electrocution does not matter. And what does Mari have? Mari has full heal. Okay, good. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. He's kind of stacking those electrocutes on hit. Okay, but we are doing increasing amounts of damage to him. You just don't cast Immobilize on this turn, please. Heal. Please don't make me do this again. Okay, good. He has his buffs blocked. So now he has 7 turns of cooldown on a wasted turn. We love to see that. You're still electrocuted. Probably doesn't make sense to do any other attacks on Mari other than the ones that keep stacking damage. Because the higher we stack this, the more damage we do. With an understanding that we only have 1 damage dealer. Let's actually do this the other way around. Do this. Less concerned about debuffs, but I am concerned about damage output. Come on, get him around, sure tits. I'm a little bit disappointed in swimsuit Tokiko, not Tokiko, swimsuit Rinko, because like all she does is hurt you more as you have less health, which I guess there's certain anti-boss value in cascading damage, but yeah, it's still kind of weak. Like it doesn't have any special abusable property. It's just that, you know, she does damage, but then she does more damage, which is scaled off of missing HP. Oh great, electrocute. That's probably the biggest hazard when dealing with this piece of shit. It's the electrocutes. And we have a full heal, good. Means we cut the duration of that. Okay, did not re-electrocute, that's good. Need to be mindful of when he's going to shield. Not a problem inherently, just not great. We're running a little bit low on the turn count there. Not enjoying that. Got another electrocute. Okay, what do I do with you? It's too early to pop Senrigan. Electra, but worse at scaling with bigger number base. Who exactly? Oh, Electra. You mean Rinko? And without the immortality buff. So she doesn't even have gimmicks. Like, she just hits you harder as you collect damage. That's it. That's all she does. Which is disappointing because she's a banger character to look at. Like, her design is great. It's just that the abilities are kind of meh. Although, all things considered, like, this would be an unfortunate typing match because Swimsuit Rinko is also a technique type. So, she would probably not do great in this fight. That's the immortality buff you're not guaranteed to get, or big damage numbers. Yep. Oh, right, because she gets a boost when she's on, Undying Anger, or whatever that's called. Still on electrocute. Not great. We're kind of cutting it close, but then not close enough. I may have to dedicate resources to getting Kurenai to fucking 6 stars. Because Rinko is just not outputting the numbers I'd like to see. Okay, we get a free turn after this. Because he's going to waste his turn on a non-shield. Electra gets the boost from her passive, but her attacks already have missing HP scaling. You've seen stupid damage in Arena because of it. I see. My Electra is still under-leveled because I mostly grind legendaries. Which is probably an oversight on my end. More damage. Why do I share a turn pool with that thing? Slightly suboptimal time for healing, but we're getting low on health. How much health does he have left? He has 1,300,000. I doubt we're going to take it home. Like, the math is not mathing here. Like, she's just not doing enough in damage. And she's the only damage dealer, realistically. Yes. A new electrocute, okay. At least she has Sylphie. No, we're out of turns. Not enough raw damage. Not enough raw damage. So, we need to either give up a healer or the debuff block. If we give up the debuff block, we're just not getting anywhere. We will just realistically not have enough DPS to chew through him. I'm not sure about Rakshasa because Rakshasa has worse type compatibility because, you know, green color. I guess it's worth a shot. Yeah, because, like, all she does is If target is below 60%, perform defense penetration. So damage increased by 2% of the target's lost HP when attacking. Damage increased by 10% of the target's lost HP when attacking. Like, all she does is snowball. Mine is, yours is almost maxed out. She's not that great when she's not almost dead. Her skill is good for stripping barriers, though. Ah, yeah, because she's like extreme multi-hits. So the typing is all wrong. On paper, this should not work. Fuck it, let's try. It's not like we have anything to lose. I've blown through so many fucking 5-star characters now. Like, it's not even funny. Okay, let's see. So, Rinko averaged about 30 to 60,000 damage on every turn. So let's see. That's 5,000. That's abysmal. That's actually sad. His type compatibility is what, 30%? Let's speed this up a little bit. And she also just gets her entire back blown out. 32 damage on an ultimate. 32,000 damage, that is, but still. And I'm gonna give her a no debuff block. That's just sad. Okay, we just need to dog walk another crop of characters. There's no two ways around this. This does not work any other way. And he shields like an asshole. And he also gets speed up. Yeah, this is a wash just because we didn't get the debuff the buff block. Fuck. Ha. We were what? We were like 30% short. How the wait, I want to see this. There's a level 10 fucking gray NPC character on that team, and I would like to know why. Explain. Okay. Right in the debuff block, sure, fine. Like, look at those damage numbers, that's disgusting. What is the purpose of the little guy over there? What does he do? 700,000 damage. Never mind, he just dies. Like, what are these damage? What is this damage output? What do you even do? Oh, casts confusion, so that's why he's there. Cool, I guess. It doesn't show how many passive buffs the man has. Those are some big numbers, I know, right? So those have to come out of like passive skills, right? Because those have to come out of like type research and trait research. Which I guess I'm kind of good with. I guess I just need to buff my straight up attack, and I don't know how far I would need to buff my attack to even reach those numbers. Recruits. We have 3 recruit tickets, which is not enough to do what I would like to. Ooh, buy everything up from the shop. Hey, today might not be the day. I need to do a little bit more grinding in the background. I could cut down on the grind a little bit by buying up some of the tickets from the mileage store. Get 1 5-star ticket, and that's probably it. I can get a couple of 4-star tickets. Because if we're going to 6-star Kuranai, fuck, I'm kind of short on a lot of things to do that. Oh, right, I just burned all of my 5 stars, so I just have none of them. Meaning that... Look at my 4 stars at least. Let's see... Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3 potential 4 stars that are ready to be upstarred, but we have nothing to upstar them with, which means we need to keep burning through 3 stars, which we have a couple of, but I don't believe we have any dog walkable ones. So a bit of a resource problem that we're having here. May as well play some arena while I'm at it. Oh, I'm definitely revenging that piece of shit. What do you mean? How the fuck did you even roll up with that stack on me? What do you do? Shield on random ally, removes debuffs. When attacking grants counterattack. Casts Feint. How fast? 91, 81. If I don't present him with any targets, I should be fine. We can do this to be funny, I guess. You don't want debuffs, let's just go for raw damage. Asagi is kind of fucking hurtful, just the way she's set up. And she does a lot of damage, she's usually the first one to attack. Okay. Okay, that's an interesting outcome. Let me see if I can't freeze this entire guy. Okay, I froze all of them. That's good. It's bad for damage output. But... I can actually do this, I have the space. Those were kind of big numbers, especially since Ayame is a 6-star character. Or, wait, is she? Did I 6-star her, or am I hallucinating? Why are you thawed? Oh right, she has a passive to decrease debuffs. That's fine. Decrease this. It's actually blasting you. Okay, good. Now we're only left with 2 epics. That's some unpleasant damage. Okay, we lost Kuranai. That's less than optimal, and he has counterattack. Okay. And we are poisoned. Freeze. No freeze. And he just attacks on his turn. Oh, that's not great. Or we're about to get blown out. That's an interesting team composition. You know what? At the very least, it's anti-meta. I can respect that. And I shield. I cannot shield. I guess I die. Yee, very narrowly. Narrowly there. If Ayame wasn't as useless, that this would not have gone down this way, because she just fucking died. I understand that she's a fucking blue rarity character, but still. Right. Oh, she is only a 5-star. I guess that explains a lot. Ha, 115 team. Put this back. Working with greens. Let's go for... Let's give her a shot, actually. No, we need someone who blocks buffs. There we go. Oh, right out of the gate? Okay. I feel like speed is increasingly the meta. Not a single feint. Bro just has the default tactics card on. Okay, now he debuff blocks. That's fine. I can at least prevent you from gaining more. Or I can buff Mirabelle and just wipe you that way. And now we start laying on the hurt. And we collect a crit buff while still being damage buffed. Oh. Well. Hey, you were supposed to die there. Why did you heal on that turn? Okay, he's gonna shield. That's fine. Not gonna waste debuff blocks yet. Go for raw damage. Now we can pop this one. Much better. Probably don't have arena tickets to grind any additional recruits. I've also not been able to score platinum in the last seasons. Like, the last time I got platinum was in, I think, the pre-release. Because after that, apparently people just wail to get more tickets, which is interesting, but I don't quite understand that. I don't quite get that. I could spend honor tokens to get 2 4-star tickets, but realistically, just from an attainability perspective, it's probably better not to. Like, that's the better call. So close to platinum every week, but never made it. I was in platinum for a little bit, but then the whales in Japan would wake up and knock me back down. Do I have any fast complete tickets I can burn? I do not. We are actually quite ticketless. Let's look for an interesting thing to do in the very least. We don't have any tickets here. I wonder if... See, like, this fight seems like something that would benefit from the presence of an Inko, because, like, the main issue with the Harbinger is that she doesn't really die fast enough. So if we were to have someone who can stack damage quickly, that would probably be beneficial. Stuck between having barely any 6 stars and not having enough tickets. See, I now have a lot of 6 stars because the fucking 40th floor requires that I have 3 on my team. Otherwise, I would have just gone with Kurenai as is. Where do we have problems with killing stuff? wasn't done quickly enough. Let's try this bitch. Let's see. So, our problem with her is that she stacks debuffs like wild. We already have 2 debuff blockers on the team. So what if we did this? Because we don't really struggle for health on this fight, if I recall correctly, right? Fuck it, it's funny, let's try this. Maybe she's not as useless as she appears right now. We can have the action cam up. Wow, that was actually bad. That was not great damage. What was that, like 5 grand in damage total? Maybe she's better at eating other people's lunch. Like, she's specifically built for kill steals. Take you down. I am mildly annoyed that the tower requires that I have a set number of 6 stars. Yeah, I think Rinko might not have been the play for this. She just doesn't do much, you know? Nice to look at, but utility is questionable. Oh, I wonder if... So this bitch doesn't operate off of buffs. I forget if the tree monster operates off of any buffs. Tentacula. It's definitely a name. Just YOLO this. Right? She doesn't seem to be operating off of any buffs. And we can just passively shield. Tree boss mainly relies on immobilizing, so she's also just debuffs. Like, the problem with this bitch is that she stacks the whatever that debuff of herd is called. But basically that's the main problem with her. It's not that she attacks you directly, it's just that she whittles your HP away in a fashion that's like very, very unpleasant. But she doesn't even whittle your HP away, sorry. She just straight up murders you by stacking a debuff. Because it's instant death on a certain amount of that debuff. Like, she doesn't really do that much in direct damage. Well, except for that. Yeah. That was not great. Yeah, let's pull out. It's important to know when to pull out. I think Like, I really don't want to let her breathe. So I want to probably run some combination of her, but I also want damage dealers. Do the Oni twins have debuff blocks on their skills? Remove debuff from all allies. Ah, so she okay, so the Oni twins can cleanse the buff of the debuff altogether. Interesting. Seko, do you remember, do they remove all stacks of all debuffs, or do they just remove a stack of a specific debuff? Could probably equip them with some old cores I have laying around. Definitely no. All stacks of all debuffs, that's why you use them so much. Okay, I guess. We can have a little bit of cunny after all. Oh, she already has that. Can grade upgrade them. I technically can, but I really don't want to. That's a big resource expense. Ha. And because they're cute and funny, I guess. So you're less necessary, but I probably still need someone with at least moderate healing. So if we leave Rakshasa to just be our primary DPS, and we run Mari as a healer. I guess that works. That's going to be miserable to play to the boss stage, though. Like, we're just going to get abused all the way there. I may as well just do this. Give me a second, I need to collect a package real quick, I'll be right back. Okay. Well, I guess we still have that. You're not really useful, right? What does this do? Gives them def up. I guess it prevents you from dying until we get there, so there we go. Oh, okay, reciprocal shield. I guess that also works. Speed this up a little bit. I want to get these succubi as playable characters. I'm not sure where the nightmare ones spawn, but I would like to. I still hold grudges against Yuffie and Sophie for how insufferable they are as action time and end bosses. Because they're both fast. I forget which one is which, but the blue one casts very annoying homing projectiles at you from a distance. Insufferable to deal with. Swoosh. Okay, speed this up. As a fake fan, you enjoy the fact that true fans were terrorized by your favorites? I don't think true fans were terrorized by them. I am a filthy, unthinking casual whenever I play Action Time and End. Like, I am just realistically not good at the game. I don't min-max correctly. I don't pay as much attention to stacks or to like any important information in the game. I mostly ignore. I play it as big numbers, more better, and that's about it. To be fair, the game actually lacks any kind of meta. Like, this is a lot deeper, but that's because it builds on Time and an RPG, which is just a better game overall. I respect what Action Time and tried to do at the time. It's just that this is more of a game. On every metric, realistically. Because Action Time is, oh yeah, play Asteros with all of her AoE attacks and just win any engagement if your stats are high enough. I actually can't wait for Asteros to be added to this game. That would be so good. Okay, we popped the ultimate just because no one else will. Respected to, we planned to try it but never got around. It's a good game, realistically. As far as mobile games work, as far as gachas work, for one, it is by far not even remotely the greediest. It's less greedy than Girls Frontlines, less greedy than Nikkei, definitely less greedy than fucking Azurlane. Okay. Just gonna stick around for a bit. Okay, we have debuffs blocked for now. I do not appreciate the fucking attack buff on a boss character. I would prefer that you didn't do that. Alright, I need the two of you to not die. Sophie is the red one from what I am able to infer. Let's give them heal over time. Okay, that way they're not going to die. I hate it. Why does she have Seal of the Dark Moon already though? Am I not supposed to have debuffs blocked? It's my highest damage attack on this bitch. I can't believe this. Okay, we've cleared debuffs. We just now need to live long enough to benefit from it. You're not really doing anything? We heal? Okay, that's not 10 stacks of it, that's 1 stack for 10 turns, right? Which is an asinine fucking proposal to just have that. How many stacks until instant death? I think it's 4, right? See, Sophie and Yuffie are not high stat enough to get away with this. You don't remember? I think it's 4. I think 4 stacks and you die. Like, the problem is all I'm doing is healing them because they're so low stat that they just get donked. Yeah, we get it. Okay, debuff blocked. We potentially survived instant death on this character right now. Their cooldowns are way too long. I think I'm better off running Tokyo for this. Just because she's able to reduce cooldowns on certain things. Okay, debuff block, that's good. They need to survive for one more turn. I don't have any heal. Okay, on the next targeted attack, they just die. Okay, they're healed up a little bit. Let's remove everyone's stack. See, that's powerful, but God, is that just not enough? Oh, okay. Okay, I guess it's not 4 because that's a lot. That's a lot. That's not great. Speed down. I guess that's something. Damn, I could have really used that fucking debuff removal right now. Damn, Mari's about to eat shit. Depending on where this thing decides to target. We're at 50%. Like, I don't know. It seems that not getting the debuff is the fix rather than trying to clear it. Stack doesn't trigger instant death until full team AoE goes off. No, wait, no, they have to get a certain number of it though. Seal of the Dark Moon does not grant any special effects, but accumulating beyond a certain amount will result in critical results. Ignores buffs, effects such as shields, damage, and like she triggers instant death on a very specific concentration of it. Seal of the Dark Moon. It doesn't say how many though. Duration 10 turns. It used to say when it triggered instant death. Oh wait. Oh! I'm stupid. I can't read. Thank you for pointing that out, Seku. Fuck. Wait, so I can just prevent her from doing that if I have enough Immobilize on me. I am so fucking dumb. Wait, which attack does that? Passive skill, if target has 4 or more debuffs, deals... Ah! Never mind, I'm almost not stupid. It's not an activatable attack, it's a passive of her. So on every attack, she has a 25% chance of dealing instant death if a stack is present. I see. So we do need to either not acquire it or just clear it fast enough. And she does that on every hit. Okay. How far along are these two? 3 more. We fucked up our turn order. Let's at least prevent her from stacking more, I guess. Yeah. So 4 and above is the no-no number. Waiting out the cooldown is, for obvious reasons, not it. So we're potentially about to lose our healer and our debuff blocker. And there she goes. Okay. I say we're still in swing distance. Depending on who she attacks. If we lose Chiranui, we're kind of shit out of luck. If we have the ability, if she gives us the opportunity to clear it, then we're good. Never mind. Sure, let's at least clear what we already have. Hypothetically, Rakshasa does pack enough of a punch to just kill her. That's strictly hypothetically. There she goes. Let's see how close we get. 22%? See, I get the feeling that if I just had another damage dealer, I would have done a lot better. Okay, let's pack it up. Ha. Another damage dealer. Who might that be, though? You know what? Asagi might be the answer because she also slows that bitch down. Because the less frequently she's able to attack, the less opportunity she gets to stack the fucking debuff on us, right? So if we just speed cheese her, we should be fine. Well, he doesn't attack, he just gives buffs. I need to check what cores I have on Asagi. I feel like she's falling behind for damage output. Oh, by the way, since everyone is suddenly getting into Palworld, is present company interested in me maintaining a server for us to play on stream? I don't remember if I've asked this. You're going to call the local welding school and look into a new skill set? That sounds like a solid plan. Never a bad skill to have. If you haven't bought it yet, I am thoroughly enjoying it. Not to the like, I don't play it frequently enough, especially on stream, to try to influence any of y'all's consumer behaviors. Let me put it like that. Don't buy it to play with the server, because I'm not consistent enough to give you a good play environment. That was the folly that I failed to recognize when I was doing Zomboid, where I had people interested in playing Zomboid, but I was not nearly regular enough to actually maintain an active server. You know, streaming only twice a week and all. Slow you down as much as possible. You don't want to play another thing alone. Satisfactory is already tizzing you. And not that it's time critical. That's what I'm trying to avoid. So that's why I'm sort of leaning away from pushing people into buying Palworld. It's more of a question of, do we have critical mass of people who already want to play it? But you wouldn't participate, you enjoy it, but you can't play survival crafting games without developing a terrible brain itch. The kind that only bullets can scratch, I kind of feel that. Alright, let me do that. I will try to work Palworld into the rotation, and I'm going to have it uniquely available to the... I'm just gonna start... We can start a fresh playthrough, I guess, so that I don't have to use my existing save file. And see how that pans out. Let's get you out of my hair. Okay, she's already slowed down. Let's try focusing on just stacking slowdowns. Why do I even bother bringing a healer? Like, the more I think about it, the dumber it seems. I have an enemy that kills me through status effects as opposed to just direct damage. So I think it's probably more valuable. You'd be open for your... If your 40-hour schedule stays consistent, but you're also usually working when all that is live, yeah. No, it would... So because I'm not going to buy a dedicated server, it's definitely only open whenever I'm streaming. Because I'm not paying a subscription for a dedicated server, I'm sorry. I'm not at that point in my content creation where that's a smart investment. Only ask that somebody in the server waste valuable PAL spheres catching human criminals and keep them in cages. I can promise that we'll definitely do that. Because I already do that in my single player game. Realistically, you can manufacture PAL spheres at scale to such an extent that you can just DDoS the resistances of humans. If you get a ball launcher and you have a Ring of Mercy that prevents you from killing them with direct damage, you can just spam a human with PAL balls until you finally roll a capture. I can show you that on stream sometime. With the quality of life buffs, it's easier than ever to do. I dipped into just to check out if my save file was broken, which it's not, and I accidentally found a minor boss, which was some rabid bitch with a flamethrower, so I decided that the bitch belongs to me now, and just caught her in a PAL sphere. You can just... See, no, don't take the Jeets home, please. That's unsanitary. However, if you find a woman of good genetic stock... You had 60 humans in your cage? But why in a cage? You can put them to work. You know that they can do stuff, right? The humans have opposable thumbs. You can just compel them to forced labor. Hell, some of them have guns. Selfishly, I think we're making good progress. Because we're almost at the halfway point for damage. Just on the speed differentials. So as long as she doesn't one-tap any one of my characters, I think we're in pretty good shape. If not, I think the healer is really not doing that much useful work. Okay, I think Mari is objectively the least useful one here. As much as it pains me to state that. So what we're going to do is... we are just going to aspire to kill this thing faster. Where's Kurenai? Am I blind or stupid? Which is... Let's try this. Let's try to go for a DPS build and just, you know, kill her faster. If not, then we'll try having another support character. I think that's probably the optimal way of doing that. Well, it's hardly optimal. There's, you know, the optimal way is to just have a normal team that's built to deal with the shit that you're dealing with. They were trophies, the pals are better workers. Don't humans have inherently higher handiwork? You know, opposable thumbs and all that. The bosses in particular also make for pretty good defenders. I've made the questionable decision to actually have my base out on the Sakura Island, which is very over-leveled for me. So because of that, I now have issues with the wildlife. I'll have crafting 1? No. That's old news. I guess that was updated because I'm pretty sure that the ones I have all have pretty high handicraft. So that's probably something that changed. The stat is no longer universal. Because I'm pretty sure like a common goon that I just had in my PAL box, I feel like he had a handicraft 3. Which is, you know, it's not a lot, because there are pals with, like, 5 handicraft. But it's something, you know. At least they're earning their keep. I will not suffer freeloaders. Okay, we're at least fast enough to get multiple turns. I am heartened by that. Alright, let's slow you down. No slowdown, thank you. Thank you, game. That's very, very nice of you. Let's wipe you off. Direct your anger at the boss, because we have others capable of dealing with a small fry. Or so I thought. Okay, we block debuffs. Okay, debuff block works as anticipated. I love wasting my turn for nothing. That's so cool. I'm mildly upset that Rakshasa doesn't have a bond skill with anyone. That would be very cool. Wait, can I disable passives on a boss? Incapacity, force attack, skill, disable debuffs. Okay, never mind, those don't work. That's very cool. That's, yeah. If we lose Asagi, this does not work. It's good that we get multiple attacks off on her. That's positive. That was extremely uncool. Right, work in progress. Let's roll that one back. That's the only... Well, no, the tree bitch is also still up for grabs, actually. At least she has a known elemental weakness, I guess. Let's try her. How do we deal with your shit, though? It's probably straight up debuff blocks. And we get debuff blocks by running Tokiko. right? It's the recommended team here. Speeds, speed down debuff. I'm gonna try this once. I'm getting a little bored. Probably gonna can it a little bit earlier today. I'm so sorry for missing the entirety of the gray zone drops. It's just unfortunate scheduling.
さて、そろそろ私の出番。参ります。そこ。
I sure go for the defense broken one.
では、参る。
I really dig the nightmare succubi. I would really like to have those playable. I know I said it already. I'm just gonna keep repeating it until I get them.
参ります。そこ。さあ、踊りましょうか。
If I get fucking filtered by the pre-boss stages, I'm gonna scream.
さて、そろそろ。参ります。
What is up with the fucking defense on
踊りま
these?
しょうか。では、参り。
Like, I know I'm not type optimized, but still.
さて。
Come on.
では、参る。せいくらえ。さて、そろそろ私の出番。
Oh, now you're critting.
参ります。
Or you idled your drops into existence. It's kind of same.
さあ、踊りましょうか。
I think I got everything. I'm not sure if there's a new one today. But I did not do my gray zone reps.
無駄よ。では、参る。切り裂く。
Second stage is going a little bit
そろそろ
better.
私の出番か。
I also say it's probably one of my better single hit reds.
では、参る。切り裂く。
Oh great. That's so
Sa-
cool. It's so cool that
そろそろ
you
私
decided
の
to
出番。
sandbag that.
切り刻。さて、そろそろ私の出番。参ります。
Does she ever get buffs, I wonder? Doing backpack battles right now. See a little game though. Plenty of meme slop. They named one of the mage items Freerun's Guide to Ice. That's I see what they did there. That's nice. Okay, probably no point in doing anything here yet. Outside of... Like, if look, if I touch her, she's going to instantly fill her fucking turn gauge. Look at that hoe. And we're caught and immobilized. Great, isn't it? Ah, you. Okay, we need to at least not stack more of this shit. This is something. Like, I knew what that thing was gonna do, and I still attacked her. Well, we're under immobilize. However, I can force cooldowns to reset. So that's good. And she can't stack them anymore, so she only has one turn of that left.
さて、そろそろ私の出番か。参ります。そこ。
Still no immobilize.
さあ、踊りましょうか。では、参る。
I feel like if I pull Rakshasa in, that would be more damage.
これほどとは。そろそろ私の出番。
Oh, great. Asagi is out. That's okay. For a later time, for a later date. It's not working. Not quite panning out. Okay, back to the drawing board it is. I guess I'm just going back to the Gotcha Slop punishment dungeon. Do I have any repeat tickets? I don't even have repeat tickets. That's fine.
海を切り分けた一刀流の剣士の伝説か。もちろん知っている。あの領域は私の目標の一つでもあるからな。
Let's see. Who is up doing stuff? Who we haven't visited in a while. I see some people playing some Friend Slop. How do we feel about Friend Slop today? I guess it's not a very interactive experience for y'all. Alright, let's see. Who do we typically not get to raid is the real question here. I'm looking. Oh. I should probably not overthink it and just raid out into somewhere. That's probably the optimal thing to do. Okay, let's go pay a visit to the people playing Friend Slop. Ah, you know what? After all, we don't get to raid Gloomy a lot, so let's go Gloomy. She's playing Alone in the Dark. There we go. We like a nice classic survival horror, why don't you? Linked some interesting Friend Slop in general, by the way. I will take a look. Thank you for showing that. Right. So we are on our usual schedule. So next stream is going to be on Saturday. Remember to pile on those Hall of Achievement markdowns. This has been Onii-san reminding you to check if your plates aren't cracked. Bye-bye.